if Nico and Raven aren't here yet, then they'll be looking after Harkina, the survivor. I think we're still waiting for Zygon as well. Anyway, they'll be here soon. Let's do a recap. So last session you guys were in Candle Keep and you were finally ready to travel to Elturel. You've done all your preparations, you've done study, training, just chilled out, whatever you've done, you've found yourself prepared, and you've traveled to Avernus, well, to Elturel in Avernus, in the Nine Hells of Baldur, to try and save the city. Hopefully locate Duke Ulder Ravengard, the leader of the Flaming Fists, and the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate. Try and bring everyone back to the material plane. Upon landing, you guys immediately found trouble. Some bearded devils were chasing a woman through the streets. The woman had 2 babies in her arms, and she was fleeing, terrified from these creatures. She told you all that she was staying at a pair of Black Antlers, a tavern not too far from here. There were some other survivors, but the food and water supplies ran out, and she was forced to search the streets for supplies. And she told you that she'd heard that all of the other survivors had traveled to High Hall, which is this crumbling fortification that's sitting on a spire of rock that can pretty much be seen from anywhere in Elturel. As you guys were heading in that direction, you're planning to cross at Torm's Blade, one of the 2 bridges that are still intact in Elturel. And as you went by a pair of Black Antlers, you saw some devils fighting some Minotaur creatures. They seemed to be defending the tavern. You guys decided you wanted to intervene and try and help the Minotaurs, siding with them against the devils. So you destroyed the bearded devils, and you'd soon found the Minotaurs were not really so innocent. In fact, they seem to be allied with demons sent here by their god to actually try and get out of Elturel, and they'd killed all of the survivors left in the pair of Black Antlers. And their leader, Korowek, he was very brutal and violent, and you guys provoked the Minotaurs and they attacked you. The battle spilled out onto the streets of Elturel, and in the wake of that fight, you'd actually also provoked some Spine Devils, so another fight broke out, and you'd pretty much eliminated all evil creatures in the vicinity. Meanwhile, Rhea and Harkina and Lulu have been hiding out across the street, just witnessing what's happened. You've managed to kind of convince Rhea that you didn't mean to actually. I guess you guys should all be together now because you're all talking together. So I'll move everyone actually over across the other side of the street there. So you guys are all over here, just across the street from a pair of Black Antlers. And you're trying to convince Rhea that it's only just a building that burnt down, and at least there were no survivors inside, no innocents. And that's when this burning woman leaps out of the upper story of the tavern, and she's screaming, and she jumps out, falling 20 feet, and lands on the ground. And surprisingly, she actually stands up, and you see her kind of dust herself off. She has bright blue hair, and she's dressed in a light blue robe. Rhea looks absolutely shocked. The woman, Harkina, with her babies, is just trying to hush the babies, and Lulu flies a little bit closer. "Oh no!" she says. And Rhea just starts running over to help the woman. She just starts sprinting forward. All right,
Let me
Nico
reiterate.
follows her.
She jumped out the window on fire, screaming, landed. Did she stop screaming and dust herself off at that point? That's what it sounded like.
Yep. She jumps out the window on fire. She lands 20 feet onto the ground. And then she just sort of stands up, dusts herself off. And she's just standing here looking around. Ray has sprinted over. Looks like Nico's followed her. What do the rest of you guys do?
Head over.
I'll stay with Lulu and the lady with the babies.
I'll head over. You's okay there?
We're gonna bring her.
Is there anybody else up there?
Come on, lady baby.
Lulu also stays with Harkina to protect her. Alright, this woman, she is only slightly scathed. And it looks like her cloak was on fire and she had actually stomped it out. And it's now a smouldering piece of cloth on the dry, dead grass floor. She looks around at you all. She's an elven woman. And she seems very aligned with the arcane weave, with the weave. I mean, her hair is bright blue. She's dressed in a wizard's robe. She's obviously some sort of spellcaster, maybe a sorcerer. And she has bright blue eyes as well. She doesn't respond to you immediately, Nico. She's about 5 foot tall as well, and in elven years, she's probably maybe 150 or so. She just looks up at the burning building and looks around at you all. And she just yells at you. Are you responsible for burning down this building?
Well met, milady. My name is Cullen of the Lady Luck.
I don't care what your name is. Are you responsible for burning down this building?
We are responsible for destroying the fiends that were within.
Oh, you destroyed the fiends within. That's great. That's great. And did you burn down the building in the process?
Sort of.
I personally did not.
Well, one of you did then. I know that much. I was hiding upstairs from those creatures. All of a sudden, I look out my window, and the floor to my room is on fire! The heat burst straight up into my extra-dimensional space! I got badly burned, and I had to jump out the window! I didn't even have time to get my belongings. But you don't look like cultists of Zariel, or minotaurs, or undead, or fiends. I am Rhea Mantelmorn, Hellrider of El Terrell. Oh. Well, I guess we're not enemies. My name is Lefet Azim. I'm a citizen of El Terrell, and I was staying in the tavern after my home was burned down. 2 burning buildings in a space of 2 weeks. Can you believe it?
Well, we're in hell, aren't we? Doesn't stuff burn here?
Well, the first building, well, it wasn't in hell. I can sympathize with you all. I kind of burned my own home down with one of my experiments that went awry. So I can feel for you all on that level.
Well, we were told there wasn't anybody's Indians, so...
Oh, there's not! Everyone is in High Hall. Well, those that didn't make it to High Hall are in Helm's Shield Hall. I was staying at Helm's Shield Hall, and I had forgotten my spell book. So I came back for it. I found it! And that's when I saw the Minotaurs busting down the door. So I cast a rope trick and hid up there. I've been checking every hour to see if the way is clear, and it was not. The next thing I see is my entire room on fire.
So yeah, sorry about that.
Are there any other survivors?
Not now. She looks up at the building. Oh, I don't know. I think they're all in Helm Shieldhole. Or Highhole.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
hear
that's where we're
screaming.
heading right now. So if she wants to come with us,
Well, where else am I going to go?
Ain't going back in the building, that's for sure.
As you say that, a flaming piece of tinder falls off of the building and slams onto the ground. Bright sparks waft up
maybe
into
want
the
to
air.
move away a little bit.
I'm hurt. I need healing.
Callan, help her.
I'll offer her a good berry, the last one.
She raises an eyebrow at you. A good berry, really?
It's what's I got right now.
I'll pour some lay on hands on her as sort of like as apologies for getting her stuck in that situation.
It's a nice gesture, Zygon.
Oh,
I mean, I did kind of burn her. So I'm marking off 15 points.
alright, she's looking a lot better with all that healing. I give her 2 healing words. Yeah, she's looking great
Well,
now.
healing word in. Yeah.
Hey, Zygon. Are you sure
Yes.
she's not one of them?
Are you not one of them?
One of what?
Demon or devil?
I know. I've nothing. Don't mind me.
Have you ever seen a demon or a devil with such beautiful blue hair?
I'm sure demon and devil would have blue hair to make us not think she's a demon or devil. Sounds like a quick trick question.
She crosses
It
her
could be like
arms.
one of those, what do you call them? The female demons, the city bots or something.
She tilts her head towards you. Really? Well, yes, I'm sure I can be quite a demon. You wait! I'll be a demon, alright? If you piss me off.
Wife said.
But all is well. Understand. And yeah, you're not sensing any fiend, celestial, or undead within 60 feet, so again.
Alright.
At least my spell book is intact. And that's all that really matters. Yes, I got what I wanted, and I guess, hey, the end result's the same. I'm out of the tavern, I have my spell book, and now I'm going back to Helm's Shieldhall. And Rhea says,
Everything's peachy.
Helm's Shieldhall?
Except
That's where
for
I did
us
my
moving.
training as a Hell Rider.
Alright, Swells. I guess we should start heading that way.
Very well. I don't suppose you need me to help out, do you? Like fighting your way through El Terrell? I'm happy to just stay back and let you handle everything, though. I mean, I'm quite pleased to be able to conserve my spell slots in that regard.
Well, we'll see what we run into. If it looks bad, then maybe we might need some helps.
Oh, what's this over here? You've rescued others?
Tried to at any rate.
Oh, babies! Oh, how cute! And what's this? I'm a Lulu! Oh, a Lulu. Interesting. Rhea steps forward. We're protecting her. We're trying to get them back to safety of Helm's Shieldhall. Well, I'm happy to help protect as well. and Leffert joins you guys as a survivor. Okay. So here you guys are.
Soon us to take all the survivors.
You're quite close to the pair of black antlers. You've got Lulu, Leffert, Harkina, and Rhea in one group. They're traveling about 100 feet behind you guys. So if something gets in your way, you'll be able to dispatch of the threat without any threat to the survivors. Unless you implore one of them to join you for whatever reason, then they may be so inclined to do so.
Okay, so the black antlers is one of these ones right here, like this thing?
Yeah, it is. It was this building here.
So I think the plan is to go like something along these lines. See what we run into.
Okay. So you guys headed into Torm's Blade. You guys head over through the burning streets of El Terrell. Again, there is a 400-foot diameter globe of darkness surrounding the entire city of El Terrell. Sporadic blue and purple flashes of lightning are constantly striking the city. The entire Earth moat is shuddering, and there is still this ambient cacophony of sound somewhere far away below you all. It's like as you get closer to this large gap in the city where there was once a river, you can start to make out this sound a little bit more clearly, and it sounds like an epic battle happening several hundred feet below you. You guys move up to Torm's Blade. On the way over there, you don't have any problems. No devils or no demons harass you guys. Rhea and Co duck behind a nearby building, hiding around the corner of this building just before the bridge. And once again, Rhea has told you that Torm's Blade is a bridge that has been consecrated by Torm, and she believes that's why it is still intact and hasn't been, destroyed or ripped away. So before you guys move up, she just says to you all, make sure the bridge is safe, will you, please? It's our only way across.
Can I try to sneak up and just look and see if I can see anything? Stealth up by myself.
Let me help you, friend. I'll give you the blessing of Timora.
Can you let me wear your amulets? Because that seems like it's excellent protection.
I will give you the blessing of the trickster, Alandir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, so Alandir. Okay, so you guys agree to let Alandir go up first. And Alandir, you move up to the start of the bridge. Again, all of the ground here has kind of erupted. Where there was once roads, there's just rubble. You can see where there are great fields, there is now just dying grass. Trees have been raped of all their leaves, and there are spouts of hellfire gushing up from the sides of this earth moat. There's a big rift in the earth that divides Elturel into two sections, and the riotous din of the battle taking place far below is quite loud. You're right at the edge of the bridge now, Alandir, and it echoes up through this jagged opening. Sorry. You can actually sort of peer straight down for several hundred feet, and what you see is a gigantic river. It looks like it's made from a mixture of blood and fire. It has a deep red hue that glowers and seems to also match the red glow of the foggy sky above. And hundreds of feet to the south and to the north, well, thousands of feet really, to the south and to the north of you, on either side of this riverbank, you see a war. Infernal forces combating abyssal forces. The Blood War. Hundreds and hundreds of demons and devils having it out. But they're so small from this distance, they look like tiny insects buzzing about in a giant cacophony of mess. The bridge is about 20 feet wide, and it's more than 100 feet long. But the earth moat has actually kind of squashed it in a little bit. The earth moat has kind of compressed, and it's barely 100 feet now. About 70 at most. I'll actually move you guys over to a map of everyone back behind a building about 300 feet away. So Alan Deer, like, although you're moving slowly and stealthily, there's like nothing to cover you, so it doesn't matter what you get on your stealth check, you're exposed because there's nothing to conceal you.
Well, I don't think I'd just go out in the open though.
Well,
if I knew that, I wouldn't like run across or anything.
Well, you haven't gone across. You've come up to the bridge. And also, I didn't actually call for your stealth check yet, so you made it already. So I'm going to presume that you've already done that. Next time, you can hold up a little bit there if you want to do something differently. But you did say that you're going to go up to the bridge, and I never asked you for a stealth check either. So I'm going to presume that's what you've done now. So you move up. You've been keeping low to the ground and moving cautiously, but still, it's just an open area here. So the bridge spans this chasm, and the chasm, has this bloody river dropping down about 500 feet. And you've crept up close enough to start to see some holy runes etched into the stonework, indicating that this structure has indeed been consecrated in the name of Torm, the god of courage and self-sacrifice. You see a couple of small guard buildings with arrow slits in them, and 2 stone barricades set up on the other side of the bridge.
Alright, if I can, I'll go back to the group, tell them what I see.
Okay. You head back over another few hundred feet, back to the party waiting with the survivors around the corner of a building.
There's a bridge with a bunch of symbols on it, and then there's some barriers on the other side. I can't see anybody though. Nobody attacked me.
Alright, well, let's go then.
Ellen, did you check to see if those symbols were traps?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Probably just runes from, what's his name, duty guy.
I'm not a wizard or cleric, I don't know.
Ray did tell you like about 5 minutes ago that the bridge, I think it was said about 3 times that the bridge is being consecrated in the name of Torm. But if you want to,
short-term memory loss.
Yeah, if your character wants to be ignorant to that, then fair enough.
I wasn't
I'm
listening
going to
to
take
her.
a look at the runes to see if there's like a pattern on where we should step or something, or if they're just written randomly across it.
Alright, these are holy runes, so you can make a religion check to study them, Raven.
I'm always keeping an eye skyward as I'm flying in.
Alright, looking around Bargle, you do see numerous flying devils 100 feet overhead in various parts of El Terrell, but none of them are in the near vicinity of you all. Alright, Raven, so you listened to what Rhea said about the bridge being consecrated in the name of Torm, the god of courage and self-sacrifice, and these are indeed holy runes. And these sort of runes are a warding rune, and they can actually be activated to reduce radiant energy, which is harmful to fiends and undead, you need to actually touch the rune and speak the proper prayers to Torm to activate them, and then they should stay active for about a minute. If any creature touches the bridge that is an undead or a fiend, they're going to get some radiant love.
Awesome. Well, it looks safe, guys. It's being protected by a god, so we should be able to make it across.
Everyone make a perception check as well. You're all obviously on the lookout.
Some of us more than others.
I am on the lookout. Thank you for noticing, Seb.
Okay. As you step your first step onto the bridge, you're attacked. And no one really kind of paid too much attention to these little guardhouses initially. But suddenly, beady sets of eyes appear from the other side of the arrow slits.
Oh no, they're merchants.
And you start to see spiny tails poke out of the arrow slit, like a firearm pointing towards you all. There are 4 spine devils in these guardhouses. And also, Seika,
I didn't
Bargle, Nico, and Raven. You guys also notice some movement, and there is something behind the barricades as well.
Hey,
Okay.
we had a deal, you guys.
So, yeah, the devils attack you guys. The second you move your first step onto the bridge, they attack.
Alrighty.
And not a second
here's hoping
before.
Cheer protects me.
What's everybody looking at?
How long did it take us to get from over at the Black Antler to here?
10
He's
minutes.
still out. Okay.
Is he stay for an hour, right?
Like, yeah, no.
Okay. Alright, Alan D, you're up first.
All
Rush
right.
'em.
1, 2, 4, 12. Can I see this guy? Has he got cover?
Yeah, you can't actually see what's behind the barricades. There, you just you know there's some movement there and whatnot. The barricades are 4 foot tall, and the creatures behind the barricades, they must be kneeling or very small because you can't see them on top of the barricade.
So I can't even attack him from where. Correct?
With a ranged attack,
Yeah. with
you
the
could
dagger.
you could attack them. They have 3/4 cover.
All right, I'll throw a dagger at one.
All right, you are at disadvantage as well. And you hit. I don't know which one you're attacking though.
This one here.
Okay. You can just see something from behind that barricade. It's ducked down, obviously prone. You don't get a sneak attack.
No, but,
And
it's not silver either. So
the dagger kind of just hits something and bounces onto the ground. And then you start to see, it looks like snakes writhing out from the side of the barricade. And then you quickly realize that it's actually the beard of a bearded devil. There seems to be 2 bearded devils ducked down behind these barricades. Alright, as the bearded devils are obviously, they're merely fighters awaiting approaches. The spine devils are there sniping with their tails, and this one's going to shoot tail spines at Raven. Disadvantage because of the range.
Haha.
A tail spine flies out across the bridge and sticks into you, Raven. Then it explodes, and you take 5 points of damage.
Tear, come on.
And he's gonna shoot more tail spines at you. Disadvantage because of the range. Nope, it must be lagging because I just clicked it. I'll click it again. Alright, 23 is a hit. Another tail spine sticks into you and explodes. You take another 7 points of damage, Raven. This spine devil shoots spines at you too, Raven.
He's closer.
That's a miss. Another lot of spines fly towards you. And that's another miss. Nico.
Okay. Seems to be a number of them over there. Alright, I'm going to drop I'll just throw fairy fire over the one group to the north.
I'll give you the template and then you can show me where you want to put it. It's a 20-foot cube.
Okay, what's that? So I'll just right there feels okay to me. I'll get the second bearded devil in lieu of this. Nah, right like that. I'm good like that.
Okay,
Final answer.
it appears there when you cast it as it hits this wall and appears on the near side of the wall. The fairy fire goes through the arrow slits and affects all 3 devils. The spine devils attempt to jump out of the way, and they've actually got 3/4 cover because that's what arrow slits give, 3/4 cover. They also have magic resistance. What's your DC?
14.
Alright, what color do you want to highlight them?
We'll go bluish.
Alright, the northernmost spine devil gets highlighted a violet blue color. This spine devil is able to succeed with his 17, and then this bearded devil, it falls down straight on top of him. He doesn't have any cover from that angle. And well, Roll20 is being super slow. I'm clicking buttons and it ain't showing up. It's weird. I'll click again. Is it showing up for you guys?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. It's just lagging. Let me click again. I did click it, but it whispered. But I'll re-roll it without a whisper. And the bearded devil avoids it as well. So you get this spine devil.
Alright. I'll have him out and he'll just he'll dodge over here. Okay. And then I'll just back over to here a little bit so I'm not so super close to the edge.
Alright, this bearded devil stands up and he moves onto the bridge. He bursts out from behind the cover, roars and brings down his glaive on Alandir. And whoosh, he slashes you with the tip of the glaive, Alandir. Make a Constitution saving throw. You resist the infernal wound and you take 13 slashing damage. He then steps forward and he comes in with his beard, flicking his head towards you. It's too late to uncanny dodge because I already rolled the damage.
I have to do it before the damage?
Yeah. Otherwise that's like super meta. You can't wait until you see if it's going to be really big damage or not.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this one then.
Okay. Alright, he hits you with the beard and you need to make a con save against poison. Alright, the beard hits you, you uncannily dodge, and you take 4 piercing damage. And as that beard hits you, it's like a snake that kind of hisses and darts at you, leaving this little pinprick of blood on your arm, and you start to feel sick and you become poisoned. And while you're poisoned in this way, you can't regain hit points. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. And the bearded devil ends his turn there. Sequa.
Sorry, sneezing.
Bless you.
Demons inhabit you.
Okay, 10, 20, 30. Then I'm gonna do my stormy thing to go 10 more feet.
Do you need to cast a spell for that?
I can do it before I cast the spell.
Okay.
And now she lightning bolts.
I don't have lightning bolt yet.
Well, that's good. Because I didn't want to be hit by it.
I have just... I'm gonna do chromatic orb at him. The bearded devil. This one.
And damage type?
Lightning.
Sort of a lightning bolt.
I miss.
Yep, the lightning bolt screeches past Raven and Alandir, narrowly missing the bearded devil, and poof, just slams into the barricade behind it. And also with that spell, it doesn't automatically deduct your spell slots if you track them that way. You need to manually do it. This bearded devil leaps forward and he slashes his glaive at Alandir. It misses, and as he comes in for that swing, he reels in closer to Alandir and his beard writhes as half a dozen snake-like tendrils lash at him. And you dodge out of the way of those as well. Raven.
Alrighty. I believe that I'm going to drop one of these over there.
Where is over there?
Over here to catch maybe them and those two devils.
Alright, there's a template.
Alrighty.
You can move it. 10-foot
There we go.
radius. You putting it on yourself?
What's that? No, I'm moving it.
Okay.
So I guess I can't get the spine devils behind there.
No,
Do that.
it won't hit them.
Alrighty.
Alright, you drop a shadow
Okay,
behind the
okay.
two bearded devils. They have advantage due to magic resistance. And they both succeed as you hear a loud bang. They're thrown forward slightly. They don't seem to actually resist the thunder damage itself, and they take minor injuries.
Next.
The highlighted spine devil shoots spines at Nico. Disadvantage. Alright, the spines just explode midair before they reach you, Nico. Little tufts of flames disappear as well, trailing off in the wind. This spine devil is going to shoot some spines at Alandir from the guardhouse. The first lot of spines miss. They hit the side of their bridge and explode. The second lot of spines do the same thing. Ends its turn there. Bargle.
I'm going to throw the javelin of lightning at this guy right here. Any way I can catch the other spine devil up above him? Can I angle it that way, or he's too far out?
What is the range of the lightning bolt?
120 feet.
I think so. Should be able to angle it that way if you do it at a slanted angle.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I need to target the guy in the back then. Do that.
You would.
Okay, never mind. He's undercover. Just the bearded devil then. Straight shot.
That hits. Alright, the javelin pierces into the bearded devil, and then a lightning bolt shoots out from your hand, following that same line. The bearded devil is hit by the lightning as well, and it just crashes into him, creating a black streak of burn, like a burn mark across the bearded devil's side. Actually, that is a magical effect, so he actually has advantage. I thought it was just spells, but magic resistance is also for magical effects. So he does succeed, so he takes a bit less damage. Alright, Callan.
I want to step up to here. Which one of the bearded devils looks more injured?
This guy.
He's going to get told dead.
He fails a saving throw and his beard begins to dwindle. A couple of the tendrils actually just shrink up and fall off, and streaks of necrosis just begin to riddle his body. Zygon.
Alright, let's see. 60 feet of movement, so just including the dash to get here. And that's my turn.
At the start of this round, 2 spine devils fly up from underneath the earth moat and rise up to the same height as the bridge, pitchforks in their hands. Alandir.
I'm gonna attack this one northwest of me. Disadvantage. With my booming blade. Find it.
That's a narrow miss. The bearded devil angles down his glaive and parries off your rapier.
And then I'm gonna disengage. I'm gonna do con save.
Yeah, you get a con save at the end of your turn for the poison.
Nope.
Alright, you back up away from that melee, coughing and spluttering. As
I would say Alendor, the battle's the other way.
Yeah, I know.
as you're fleeing Alandir, the spine devils continue to assault you with tail spines. The first lot preemptively explode in the air, and the second lot do the same. This one is going to fire some spines up at Flame Corgi at disadvantage. The tail spines don't have a very long reach at all before they explode, and both spines miss Flame Corgi. As this one flies up, he is just going to try and grapple Bargle and just drag him off to his death. Bargle, make an athletics or an acrobatics check. Alright, the Spine Devil has a feeble attempt to try and grab you, latches onto your arm and attempts to tug you. As you get pulled in that direction, Bargle, you peer over and it's a 500-foot down drop down to the river Styx. You feel like if you are knocked off this bridge or you fall, then that's going to be the end of you. But you just yank your arm back, and that's the end of the Spine Devil's turn. Actually, it's got flyby, so it's going to fly up 20 feet over here. Does not provoke opportunity attacks from its flyby trait. Nico.
Yeah, well, this got suddenly way more deadly. Alright, draw me another lightning zone.
Okay. Where are you putting that one?
Well, I gotta get the areas in like 60 feet, and it's gotta be within 120. So it like is basically this whole bridge area covered.
I meant
Right.
the lightning bolt where you're shooting.
Oh,
that now.
yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where the.
Oh, you don't need to worry about the area of the cooldown.
Okay.
It's massive.
So I'll
it
drop
easily
it. I'll
covers
drop
everything.
it on these two first.
Okay. All right.
That'll drop down the fairy fire too.
All right. Yeah, there is this perpetual storm created by the companion, so it will get the extra damage for storming. Both bearded devils, as the lightning bolt shoots down on them, they attempt to dive out of the way. And they both manage to dive out of the way. They get quite badly zapped, however, and one of them almost gets destroyed. The other one starts to look hurt.
Corgi will come down to Earth over here and help Zygon. Take the help action on Zygon.
On Zygon?
Well, help. I'll have him help Zygon.
With the help action, I'm just going to rule it the way that I originally always do in all my games. So he can do a help action on a creature, and the next attack will have advantage. Because I think we're getting super confused, and it pretty much works out like that anyway.
Okay, so he'll help this guy.
I've always ruled it like that anyway, so we're just going to.
So he's helping this guy. Okay.
So yeah, the next attack from anyone on that bearded devil will be at advantage. That's my house rule. I don't know how it works the other way, but I've always ruled it like that.
Okay, he's not touching anymore either. Okay.
Alright, the bearded devil moves forward and attempts to shove Zygon off the bridge. Zygon, make an athletics or an acrobatics check. He attempts to barge you off, but you dig your greaves into the bridge and you don't budge. Seika.
Okay, I'm going to do my last blade song for the time being. Come in here. It's 10 feet. Do a shocking grasp on
That's a
the
hit.
Spine Devil.
Alright, you grab onto it and just charge it full of lightning. The Spine Devil's blown back and starts to tumble around, losing sight of where it is exactly. It just gets very displaced, loses reaction.
Back up here, and that will be it.
The bearded devil attacks the flame corgi with its glaive. And it hits. It doesn't need to worry about the poison. It's hit for 7 slashing damage. And then its beards also lash at the flame corgi. And sorry, it needs to make a con save for the infernal wound, but not the poison. So it needs to make 1 constitution save. Alright, resist the infernal wound. And then the beard whoosh, lashes into the corgi for 6 piercing damage. And the bearded devil is going to back up behind the guardhouse. Raven.
Oh, gotta unmute. All right. I will shoot an Eldritch Blast. Let's see, that's the dog. So I'm gonna shoot this guy. And
9 is a miss. And another miss.
again, only worse.
Alright, the spine devil is gonna lob tail spines at Flame Corgi. The first lot of spines hit, exploding onto the Flame Corgi for 3 piercing damage. Little blossom of fire wraps around the Corgi but doesn't bother it. And its second lot of spines is a crit. And it just hits the Flame Corgi, and you see the Flame Corgi erupt into a larger explosion of fire, completely disappearing from view. This Spine Devil is going to fire some tail spines. Let me check its range. It's going to fire them at Zygon. And both spines hit your armor and do nothing. This Spine Devil, as it flies up, it just tries to grab onto Callum's arm. Callum, make an athletics or an acrobatics check. As it goes for you, you tumble to the side and it just hugs the air. The Spine Devil then takes up to the air 20 feet. Ends its turn there. Bargle.
Alright, gonna attack the devil in front of me.
That's a hit. You slice into its purple tinged flesh, cutting a wound in its arm. And that's a crit. You bring the axe around again and slice the bearded devil horizontally through the torso. The top half of the bearded devil separates from the lower half, but before its upper torso hits the bridge of Torm, it disappears into a flash of red and purple smoke. Its glaive clings down onto the stone bridge.
Seems very violent.
It was great. And if I need to retrieve the javelin, I think it would have been here when it hit the guy, so I'll at this.
Okay. Callan.
I'll back up off the bridge. Then cast Toll of Dead on this Spine Devil.
The spell has no effect.
Die.
Does not affect the Spine Devil. Zygon.
10, 15, 20, 25. Hello. Hi, bearded devil.
You see the bearded devil gravely wounded. It's got its back up against the guardhouse, holding its side. All of its beard tendrils are drooped down.
How you doing? Mace Mac. That's second attack.
Does it still get the help action even though the Corgi's gone? Or he moves away from it?
Not if the Corgi's dead.
Oh, okay. Second attack.
That hits, and despite him trying to use the corner of this building for cover, Zygon, you just wrap around and whack him in his side. He chokes as his eyes widen, and then he collapses to the ground. His body twitches for a brief moment before a purple flash of smoke rises up. You hear the clanging sound of the glaive wobbling on the stone ground. Alandir.
I'm gonna move up. That's my bonus action. Move 2 more. Can't see anything from there.
That's a wall.
Okay, can I go this way? Oh, I see they're inside of
That-
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be, what, your 60 feet. So you come to the corner of this building, and you just see a small wooden crate and a set of stone stairs leading into an open doorway inside of this that leads into the squat 10-foot square guard tower.
Okay, I'll for my action I'll just dodge then, since I can't do anything else.
Okay.
Then I'll do my save.
You managed to shake the poison at the end of your turn. Alright, this Spine Devil moves back and he pokes his head out of the southern guard tower and he starts lobbing spines at Alandir. First spine's miss. Second spine's miss. And then it dives back into the guard tower. This one is going to do the same. Tail spines at Alandir. Miss. And a miss. So you're dancing around, the tail spines are just hitting the ground, exploding, diving out of the way of them repeatedly.
Yeah.
This Spine Devil is going to fly up and over here, maintaining a height of 20 feet. And they seem quite intent on not letting anyone get across the bridge. They will shoot more tail spines at Alandir. And that one catches you unexpectedly from above. And it hits for 12 points of damage. And it'll do it again. And do you want to dodge, Alandir? May as well.
I was already dodging, wasn't I?
It's like uncannily, in an uncanny fashion.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, uncanny fashion.
Oh, I thought
It's amazingly weird dot.
Oh yes,
Uncanny.
uncanny dodge. Thank you.
All right.
It's not gonna matter.
You're. It does matter because you're only hit for 3 points of damage.
Oh wow. Look at that.
So again, as you're standing there, you notice the uncanniness of Alandir's dodge.
Like, man, I can't believe that dot.
All right, Nico.
I also can't believe it's not butter. How much cover does it look like? Like if I drop the storm right here on the outside, does it look like it's shocking on them?
I think the storm cloud comes from above.
Yeah.
It does, but I mean it's striking on the outside and then everything within 5 feet of there. So I don't. Either way.
Let me check. Was it storm? What's it called again? Storm.
Call lightning.
Call lightning. Oh yes, there. Yeah, it could do like that. But let me double check to make sure it's from above, because I know that they changed the spell a little bit.
They did. It made a thing. Yeah, it comes down from the cloud to the point. So I mean.
Okay.
But I thought I could hit the outside, like right
yeah,
outside.
you can.
The windows.
You can. It's arrow slits. Arrow slits provide 3/4 cover.
Okay. Doing it anyway. Can't tell me no. Well, you could tell me no. It's your game. Blink.
Yeah, the defenders always get 3/4 cover from arrow slits, but yeah, it'll go through the arrow slits. They have +5 onto their save, and they do have advantage. They both managed to succeed, but this lightning cloud is really sort of erupting and churning. This big broiling thundercloud sends down a gigantic lightning bolt. It spills over the side of the arrow slit, and it leaves both Spine Devils relatively zapped. Seiko.
Okay. 10, 20, 30. Something. Because I have more movement than that with Blade Song. I have 10 more because of Blade Song. And I'm going to do Chill Touch on that Spine Devil.
He's hit. Your impish hand springs forth and just grabs onto the Spine Devil's head and starts like ripping its head back. The Spine Devil's coughing and spluttering and choking, close to death. Raven.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that guy there. I hope.
That's a direct hit. And the Spine Devil immediately drops from the air, disappears down in between this jagged crevice, and it's just gone. out of sight.
I can try one of these at disadvantage.
You're not at disadvantage. You've got 240 feet of range.
Sweet.
Which one are you attacking?
This one here.
Okay, that hits. Alright, you aim straight into that small gap. Don't you have Spell Sniper, Raven?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you ignore cover as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, 3/4 cover doesn't give disadvantage, it gives +5 onto their AC. But you ignore that, and you aim straight into the arrow slit like it wasn't even there. You smack the Spine Devil, and he's close to being destroyed. The Spine Devil then leaps out of the guardhouse, and he's going to fire some tail spines at Alandir. Miss. And another miss. And he quickly gets back in the guardhouse. This one gets out, and he's going to fire some tail spines at Alandir. He misses. And the tail spines finally catch up to Alandir. You guys all see a tail spine hit Alandir in his chest. He looks down at it, and then it explodes. Poof! A big gout of flame erupts over his face, and you see Alandir fall to the ground unconscious with a grievous wound, with a little cloud of black smoke rising up from his body. Spine Devil then rubs his hands together and then gets back in the guard tower. Bargle.
Switching to glaive, if I jump, can I hit the Spine Devil that's flying right there?
Yes, you could.
I'm gonna go for that, sir.
Alright, you jump up 5 feet and you slice the Spine Devil with the glaive. You slash along its side and then you land back on the ground. And you jump up again. What is your strength score, Barkle? You've got just enough reach.
18.
That hits. You slash the Spine Devil again. Just lacerating it. The Spine Devil's almost destroyed. Callan.
Timora, save us. Callan rushes across the bridge.
Okay, you dash past all the holy runes of Torm. Zygon.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and lay some hands on this guy. Get up. You're not there. Just put 5 points into your... just get 5 HP back.
I was just resting my eyes.
Yeah.
When you place your hand on the wound, it just seals straight over, just leaving a gap in his clothes where he got hit in the chest.
All right, and then where's the entrance to these guard towers?
So looking around the guard tower, Zygon, you see a set of stone stairs built in to the southwest wall of this guard tower. Looking around to your right, you can't see an entrance from where you're standing.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Hi.
Alright, you step inside the guard tower. It's just a squat 10-foot square building. A couple of crates piled into the corner, and the 2 Spine Devils just looking around in here.
How you guys do? Alright, that's my turn.
Alandir, can you use half your movement to stand up?
Okay, and then I'm going to run in there, and I don't have to even use dash. I can get right there. I'll attack the one that's injured south. Boom, we blade it.
That's a hit. You leap forward onto your feet, run into the building, catch up to the Spine Devil, and he just explodes.
I don't think I get sneak attack, do I? I mean, with my audacity.
You wouldn't get sneak attack because there's another Spine Devil next to you.
Yeah.
But if you're then now to attack him, like for example, yeah, you'd get sneak
Yeah,
attack.
I don't have anything. That was 6. Bonus action. I'll disengage. Oh no, I have to dash. So how much more movement can I do? So I did 15 to get up. That leaves me 45 more.
Well, you've used 30 feet. So, and you've used your action. So if you dash, you'd have 30 more.
Okay. Let's go to there.
Alright, as you move away, the Spine Devil slashes at you with his pitchfork. Actually, he's going to try and bite you. He misses.
Nice try.
Got rows of sharp teeth. It's like a wild animal. Tries to come at you. This Spine Devil is going to fly into you, Zygon. He just sort of bumps into you. You block the doorway. And then he's going to just try and do the same thing. Bite at you. He slashes his pitchfork at you. And his attacks are just clanging against your armor. This Spine Devil is going to fly up further out of Bargle's reach now. It goes up to a height of... Actually, before it does that, it's going to shoot spines at you, Bargle, while it's still in range. It returns fire. Spines hit you and explode for 9 damage. And more tail spines are coming your way. That's a miss. And then the Spine Devil goes up to a height of 40 feet. And he backs up a little bit over here. Nico.
I'll move up to here and then calls lightning same place over here. Hopefully you're not too close to that. I can't see you.
You don't hear Zygon screaming, but you do see the Spine Devils get hit with that lightning.
Can I use a free action to pretend I got hit by it? Ah! I probably didn't do very well.
The Hidden Lord just says, "Don't show any signs of weakness."
I was just messing. I was just fooling.
Huh. Psycho. Take her.
Okay. 10, 15. $25. Hello. Oh, well.
The Spine Devil is 40 feet above you, Psycho, so you...
Oh, sorry,
shocking
I didn't
grasp
see that.
in the air. And...
I didn't see that. I would have done one of my brain spells. Can I still do one of my range cantrips?
You've just used your action already. So.
Okay.
The little wing icon represents how high they are in the air, and also you can always double check. But I did say that he was 40 feet up. Alright, Raven, you're up.
Alrighty. That's the Spine Devil there, right?
Yep.
Okay. And yep, I will shoot him once and again.
First beam is a miss. Second one hits. You get that Eldritch Blast straight through the arrow slit. It crashes into the Spine Devil. And he's looking quite hurt from what you can see.
Alrighty. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll push him back next time. I forgot I can push back. Alright.
Well, you can still push him back. You do that after you hit.
Okay, I'll push him back then to 10 feet.
You knock him out of the guardhouse.
Alright. And say toot for me.
The Spine Devil is furious. He leaps up into the air and he flies up 30 feet in the air over here. And he's looking down at you, Raven, furious. Ah! And starts lobbing spines towards you at disadvantage. And they just explode in the air like little fireworks. The Bearded Devil, stuck with you, Zygon, just gonna slash and bite and try and fork you up. but none of his attacks get through your armor. Fargo.
All right, I'm gonna use the glaive and attack the one in front of him.
In front of who?
In front of Zygon.
Oh, okay, so it was lagged up. I didn't see you move yet. Alright, you try to get that glaive in between Zygon's side and stab along the wall at that Spine Devil. First attack is a miss. And then you hit it. You just push Zygon to the side and the glaive sticks into the Spine Devil, and then Icor just sprays against the wall with the arrow slit. Callan.
Gonna toll the dead on this Spine Devil.
Alright, it's not much left to it, this one. But the spell has no effect as it resists.
I hate this place.
The bell
Hell
even
is it?
sounds a little bit off. Zygon.
Right. Wackadoo. First attack.
That's a hit.
Alright, second attack.
And with that second attack, you spray the Spine Devil across the walls.
10, 15. Okay, so I can see the 20, 25, 30.
Alandir.
I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, he's up 40 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Can I drop my rapier and get my short bow?
Yeah, you can swap like one weapon per turn for free.
I guess I'll do that.
You take aim, you hit.
8.
Despite it being a non-magical arrow, it still sprays the Spine Devil into the air. You see these little lines of ichor and smoke, like a little firework. It's quite a dazzling display. The pitchfork swings around rapidly and sticks down onto the ground, an inch away from Psycho. Seiko. Nico.
Psycho Miko.
With the lightning.
Does it hit the ground, the cool lightning?
I think it hits a target point. Can't the person be the point?
Oh
Or
yes,
does it have
that's
to hit the
right.
grass?
We went through this last session. It's just a point. It doesn't have to be the ground. They've changed the spell a lot, I think.
Yeah.
All right, it hits the Spine Devil, and whether it succeeds or not, it doesn't matter. It just bursts through the Spine Devil and destroys it. And all these defensive devils have been dispatched now.
Alright, I'll wave on our friends that are hiding 100 feet back or so.
Okay.
Wow, super.
Rhea, Leffit, Lulu, and Harkina come running, and as they're running, their tokens are increasing in size.
It's because we're getting closer.
Alright, they like huddle very closely together. Lulu flies 5 feet above them. Rhea leads. Leffit watches the babies from the back. And Rhea quickly runs up. I saw you fighting. Oh. Praise to Torm. Praise to Helm. Praise to the entire triad. The bridge is still intact. Did you invoke the holy runes?
The what now?
Sure. I yelled to the gods, but they didn't answer.
No, we had since been taught the holy combination of runes.
What's the secret password for it?
Oh, I'm not sure, she thinks with a religion check. And she doesn't know how to activate them anyway. But
Okay.
You guys could have tried to activate them. I was surprised no one tried. It doesn't matter.
I just
Because all
thought
the
there was
devils are
something that would
dead.
protect them. I thought the devils would just explode if they stepped there. But guess
So, to reiterate, you could touch the runes and make a religion check to speak the proper prayers to activate them for 1 minute. And then it affects the creatures. They have to be activated. But it doesn't matter anyway. The devils are dead.
not.
It
There
just
you
would have
go.
made that fight a lot easier,
We
maybe.
could dig up one of the runes and take them with us.
Yeah, that's not blasphemous at all.
Alright.
Yeah.
Everyone quickly moves across the bridge, and you're in Western Elturel. Now, Western Elturel is not so bad. Like, there are numerous buildings that are crumbled. Some of them are on fire. But there are not massive rivers of lava everywhere and huge bonfires. Still, the ground is crumbled. There are sporadic flashes of lightning. All of the trees are stripped of their leaves. All the wildlife is dead. All of the plant life is dead. And the streets are quite deserted. You get across from Torm's Blade, and Leffit points over at a large building over to the west that's about 60 feet high. It pokes up the top of all the other surrounding single-story buildings. That's where it is. Helm Shield Hall.
Alright, I guess
Well,
we
let's go.
gets to the getting.
Yeah, let's go.
Pitter patter.
Alright, Rhea smiles. Hi. I didn't realize you cared so much about the Hell Riders, but that is where I trained. Yes, we need to see if there are more Hell Riders. They must be doing something. Something to save this city. Okay, so you guys decide to head to the Helm's Shield Hall. As you're making your way up to Helm's Shield Hall, you notice a flayed corpse laying on the ground. You're not sure if he's actually been flayed by a blade or all of his skin has been burnt off of him.
It's still alive.
He's laying on the ground with a big scorch mark next to his body, and his silver greatsword is just on the ground next to him. Still kind of clutched in his hand.
Chuck a good berry in his mouth.
Okay, Raven goes over and chucks a good berry in his mouth. Alright, when you move up to the corpse, Raven, it explodes, and a big gout of hellfire erupts in a circle around the fallen corpse. And make a dexterity save. Alright, you hold up your arms to shield yourself, and you do so quickly enough to avoid taking the full brunt, and you take 7 points of fire damage.
Alrighty.
And
Does he get back up?
he literally has no skin left on his body. He's just a burnt mass of muscle. His face has been seared closed, and he does not get back up. No, he's absolutely dead.
Oh,
And
man.
then the corpse almost catches on fire again as well.
I take the good berry back then.
Okay.
I'll save it to feed a Zygon later.
Rhea comes running over. Are you alright? She
Yeah,
says.
I'm fine. He looks a little worse for wear.
She looks down at him. That sword. She leans down and picks it up. This is what Hell Riders are issued in times of trouble. And it's a silvered longsword.
Let it be. I thought it was a great sword. Alrighty.
She shakes her head at you. No, it's a longsword. Look, the length of the blade. It's a one-handed weapon.
Oh. Well,
So it's
alrighty.
long and it's not great.
Long and swordy.
This must be one of my fallen brothers. I should take the sword. Use it in his honor.
Do it. So that's what Seeds wants and all.
Yep.
There's-
You
Do it.
go for it.
Do
You
it.
go, girl.
Do it.
There's also a little
Boat pouch with 1,000,000 gold.
no, there's a little noise happening around here. Over in this direction. It sounds like something inhumane. And that's not all. You also notice this building here has been hit by some sort of large
Meteor.
impactable object. Maybe a meteor, maybe a big ball of fire. Probably not a meteor because it doesn't look like you're in outer space.
Yeah,
What?
there's no dinosaurs dead.
Could be a flaming, close to pretty much a meteor, yeah.
Ah,
Right,
sir.
the equivalent of a
flaming,
meteor.
Whatever that hit.
Alright, there's also, beyond that, as you look through that burning building of rock, a large vulture-like demon just perched on a black, charred section of wall that probably belonged to a building that's no longer there. And it's just chilling. It's looking right at you guys.
I
And
nod to it.
it's just watching you all. It's perched up on the top of the wall. Its vulture-like wings spread out. It's got a large beak, long claws.
We should destroy it.
Why?
Because it's evil.
Lead the way, Callan.
Well, I'm out of
Do.
Hey, look,
spells.
there's guys over here.
Yeah, that's where that sound is coming from. So you look around the corner where you can hear that sort of squelching sound and whatnot, and you see. Oh, what's going on with this dynamic light? Okay, I need to move these guys up a little bit more. You see
Good zombies
some.
over here.
They're bare-chested creatures wearing shaggy-looking loincloths, and they're hunched over. They're quite muscular. They have sleek skin. They're not zombies because their flesh does not look rotten in any way. And they're all hunched over doing something. And when you take a closer look, you realize that they have collected up a heap of corpses and they're pulling the corpses' limbs off, popping them out of their sockets, and eating the people. They're ghouls.
Not as bad as zombies, but close. Alright, go get them, guys.
There's a number of them, and they seem to be kind of busy feasting. When you call out, a couple of them...
I think ghouls are worse than zombies.
Nah.
Rhea backs up to protect the survivors, and a couple of them sort of perch their heads up. What is this? One of them says. And they tilt their heads towards you all. They have bright blue glowing eyes. Ha ha ha! Do we speak? Yes, we speak! And then you hear another voice call out from behind this shelf of stone. What do we have? What is it? It looks like we have some people joining us for dinner. Come and join us. We are feasting. You can be a part of the main course.
Okay, Hannibal.
All I know is you guys are not immune to fire. So let's go.
All right. So as you come around the corner, you see 6 ghouls in total. Well, 7. One of them actually looks like an adventurer of some description. He has a rapier in his side, and he wears studded leather armor. And he's got like a backpack, a deteriorated backpack, sort of slung over his shoulder as well. The other ghouls crawl up behind him. A couple of them still have some gangly limbs in their hands. Blood just dripping off of where the sockets have been pulled free. And when you guys get in about that close, the ghoul starts sprinting towards you all. And Seika, are you staying back with the survivors?
I was just lagging.
Okay. Thought you wanted to be with Ray Mantle more.
Again, every couple of seconds or so, keep an eye on that rock too to make sure it doesn't hit us from behind.
Okay.
I'm gonna call that Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Alright, this ghoul just runs forward, pushes past the other ghouls, trampling over these many corpses here, and he takes a dash action and runs straight at Zygon. Nico.
Yeah. I am going to... Might have to move. Hold on, let me see. Range is 30 feet. Right, I guess I'll go over to here, and I'll summon. I'll go over to here, and then I'll summon Puppy over to here. So let me drop that out, and then I'll drag Puppy in. Where is he? He's down at the bottom. 10 feet up in the air.
Alright, he appears 10 feet, and everything within 10 feet has to make a saving throw. So the ghoul and the ghoul leader. And you wanted him in the between them all.
Yeah, in there.
Okay.
So that's
there is one minor problem when Flame Corky appears.
just
Because there was actually a survivor amongst these corpses playing dead, and it was a child. And Flame Corgi incinerates the child.
the circle of life.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was not my fault this time.
For once, the paladin didn't kill an innocent.
It's not a fault anymore.
You'd be surprised at how actually down with the druid of the wildfire is in just burning something. It's all part of nature's plan.
All right, what's the DC for this? 14, right? Okay,
14,
so only one of the ghouls managed to get out of the way. The other ones, they're blown backwards as the fire erupts over them, and then I got to do the ghoul leader as well. Oh, another ghoul as well. Let me get another ghoul here. Right, you actually get every single ghoul in that area within the range of that. And now for the leader.
Just for the record, the only reason why the paladin didn't kill the innocent is because I went first.
Lies, I totally would have found him. Nope.
Well,
it's
probably
yours.
for the record, the only reason I'm not going to kill the innocents because you went first.
All right, yeah. Without from where you're standing, Nico, I was actually going to give you guys an insight check, but from where you're standing, Nico, you couldn't have seen him. So, and the flame corgi appears above, so unfortunately, it just got him. You don't even really You don't even really notice that happens, but
Now he's at peace.
apart from the screams, but yeah,
That's fine.
only the screams will haunt your memories. That's all.
And then
Oh, is that all?
And then I will, I guess, use his bonus action to
Finish off make sure the kid's dead.
yeah. He'll just bite at that one right over here. Flame seed that one.
Okay.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I gotta get this sheet up. Boink.
That's a hit.
Okay. What? Oh, sorry. I clicked it again.
Alright, Flame Corgi. You just see Flame Corgi shoot down this fire seed. You can't really make out what's happening there too much, Nico.
Okay. I think taking one is better than taking a couple of seconds. So he'll just fly up again, like up to 20, so they can swing at him.
Alright. The ghoul's going to try and claw at Flame Corgi. And that hits. Flame Corgi needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Unless he's an elf. Is he an elf?
Oh wait, let me check sheet. No, he's a fire type Pokemon.
He's a fire elf.
Right, so he makes a Constitution save, and he actually becomes paralyzed. So he falls to the ground, prone, because his movement speed is reduced to 0.
Oh,
He takes
I'm just imagining
10 feet of falling damage, and he crashes onto the ground. For 5 bludgeoning, the claw itself deals 7, so he takes 12 points of damage. And that'll be the end of Flame Corgi. Flame Corgi can actually make a Constitution save at the end of his turn. The Gruul's claw just kind of froze Flame Corgi. Flame Corgi snaps out of it though pretty quickly. Seika.
And right here, I'm going to do a shatter.
Okay. There's gonna be limbs flying about everywhere.
There
Look,
is
my
going
limbs.
to be limbs flying about everywhere. No, over one.
You can move it around if you need to move it.
There. I can't see it with all the hay.
Okay, you hit 3 goals, the leader, and Flame Corgi.
Oh, I can see flame corgi. So
Oops,
damn it.
did I do dexterity? I meant to do
Yeah, it's a
con.
Dex or Con. Okay, there we go.
Take 2 off those saving throws. I clicked the wrong one. And just waiting for you to roll the damage now, Seiko.
I need to see if I have a level 3 spell slot.
Oh, you're supposed
I
to
do.
decide that before you cast it. You already rolled the saves. Alright. You do it base level.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, the saves would be wouldn't the saves be the same even if I upcast it?
Yeah, but
they are, but the damage is different. So you need to do one thing at a time. Alright, the ghoul, one of the ghouls is just ripped into pieces. Limbs go flying in the air. This ghoul, he resists. The next one is ripped apart. And also the corpses of all their face here, their bloody arms and legs go flying everywhere. The child's head gets blown off of his body and rolls down into it falls into Nico's hands, and this ghoul also fails, and then finally the leader fails too, and Flame Corgi succeeds, taking 5 thunder damage. This causes the ghoul to get very angry, and it hisses, and it runs at you, Seika, and then it starts to sort of smell you. It stops a couple of inches away from you. And then it doesn't attack you, instead turns its attention to Nico and slashes at Nico with the claw.
I don't stink. You can attack me.
It needs to find what perfumes you're wearing.
Nico, make a Constitution save.
I think it's called Uda Elf.
Okay, Con, you said?
Yep. Alright, the ghoul's claw slashes you. You start to feel your muscles tense slightly, but you resist the paralyzing effect. You take 8 points of slashing damage. That's the end of the ghoul's turn. Alan, dear.
Alright, I'm gonna move up. Is that fire here? I have to go around it?
Yeah, if you move into or start your turn in any of the squares with fire or lava, you're gonna have a bad day.
I don't want a bad day. Alright, I am gonna Moonblade the one that just attacked Nico.
That's a hit.
I get my sneak for once.
You drive the rapier into the ghoul and he's just launched away from you. Pff, big hole blown through his chest and he just slams off against the corner of this building. He's all mangled and broken.
Try to hide. Do anything else. That's fine.
Skull's also dead. And the ghoul over the other side of this wall jumps on the flame corgi and it's not very tasty, flame corgi, so it's going to claw at the corgi. And corgi's hit. He needs another con save.
Okay.
He resists the paralytic touch this time and is hit for 6 slashing damage. Callan.
Is my lack of dark vision causing this big black area to the northeast of me?
Yeah, because of the well, actually there's a wall there, but because of the companion being blacked out, there's many patches of absolute darkness around the streets of El Terrell.
Okay, yeah, so I can't see anything right now. Or I mean, I can't see anything to the northwest of me.
Yeah, it's dark there.
Can he see through? Because like my mace is glowing, so he should be able to see my stuff, right? Or
I think your mace glows like
15 feet, I think it is.
15? I thought it was like 5 feet.
Oh, it might have been 5, yeah.
It's like 5 feet of dim light. It's really nothing.
okay.
So I'll keep my mace out ready. I wanted to turn undead, but I can't see any of the ghouls.
That's a goal. So what are you doing? You're readying mace attack.
Yeah.
Alright. The ghoul leader slashes at the flame corgi. That's a hit. Flame corgi makes a constitution save.
Wow, you're either he's on whisper or you're all lagged.
He resists, takes 4 slashing damage. He slashes again, and flame corgi is no more. The ghoul leader just swirls his head around. A little puff of flame emanates from that area where the flame corgi has fallen, and the ghoul leader smiles and kinks his head to the side as he looks at you, Callan. You look like a right meal. And he leaps towards you, jumps in the air, and tries to bite you, Callan. And he just headbutts you. And you can use your reaction as well, Callan. You swing the mace at him, and that's a miss. He ends his turn there. Raven. Who are you attacking?
Oh, sorry, it's muted. Mr. Ghoul leadery guy on Callan.
That's a crit. Alright, that large beam of energy flies straight over and smashes into the ghoul leader.
I'm gonna push him back 10 feet.
I can hear bones crunching and cracking from this distance. He slides along the grass.
I'm gonna do it again.
You fire another Eldritch Blast at him, but it misses. Doesn't quite catch up to him and just plucks into the ground.
Then I'm gonna go with rock looking. No, stay there.
The Vrock is watching you guys the entire time. He seems to be on the edge of his seat.
Entertained.
Yeah, he's definitely getting some form of entertainment out of this fight. Margot.
Here we are now.
All right. on the ghoul.
Miss.
Wow.
Wow. I think he's like super dead.
You step forward, bring the axe down straight onto the ghoul's head, split him straight through the skull, and slice him in two.
You should smite that.
15, 20, 25, 30. And second attack.
That hits. You run over and lock that ghoul into pieces as well. Zygon.
Alrighty.
The ghoul pieces do nothing for their turn.
Alright.
Zygon's turn now.
I'm just going to. No, you know what? I'm not even going to try to find out. I'm just going to smack the school leader. One.
As you come into melee with him, Zygon, you notice his studded leather armor is in particularly good condition. It has a bit of a sheen to it. And you whack him straight in his armor, and he just chokes.
Alright, second attack.
You swing again, whack him over the face, and it just knocks him straight down to the ground. Snaps his neck.
Alright. Shiny.
Nico.
Okay, I'll try and hit the ghoul over there. Okay.
It's a miss. The firebolt whizzes by Zygon. Seika.
Okay. 10. I will do a firebolt at the ghoul.
That's a hit. Alright, you line up the ghoul perfectly. You find your opening. Big line of fire slams into the ghoul. Knocks it straight over. Column of smoke rises up from its corpse as it hits the ground. The rock screeches a little bit. And it claps its hands together. Alendor rushes over to hug it. I'm joking.
I was worried I was moving when you did that. I was
Yeah, I
like,
know. If I ping the screen and you're moving your token, it like slingshots the token.
The kid's definitely dead.
Yeah, he is like... his head is in your hands,
Goodberry.
Nico. Like
I
when...
just put it back on top of it and be like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then I'll throw his corpse in this fire over here.
Alright. You
And the other
cremate
corpses.
him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start grabbing the leather armor. You said it was particularly good, right?
Yeah, it's in very good condition, and when it catches some of the glowing light of the surrounding fires and also the foreboding red glow of the Avernian sky above, it has a bit of a sheen to it, almost like a light bluish glow, and it doesn't have any scuff marks, no slashes, no burn marks, like the other ghouls' robes or loincloths, and
Ooh, it's adamantine leather armor.
it leads you to believe that the armor is magical. It takes a couple of minutes to take it off. While you're doing that, Zygon, you also notice he has that backpack just slung over his shoulder, and there is a belt pouch with 3 empty vials. Rhea moves up as well with the survivors, and she's just checking on this corpse once more.
What about the rapier in him?
It's a rapier. Nothing special about it, but still a rapier.
All right, so we'll basically take all the stuff that So you said there were like 3 empty potion vials?
Yeah, they're thin vials, like tall, thin vials with cork stoppers. And they're all empty. 2
Is
of
there a
the
way to see-
stoppers are missing. One of them is still stoppered. And they're just tucked into these little leather loops along his belt pouch. This guy is very much dressed like some sort of roguish type adventurer, and obviously he has somehow been corrupted into ghoulism.
Alright, well, I guess we'll take the vials as well, just in case.
Alright, when you take the stoppered vials, Eigen, although it looks empty, it feels as though it holds liquid.
Huh. Okay.
And you can kind of, you get this feeling. It's kind of dense, and there seems to be a liquid sloshing around inside it, although it's invisible.
Okay, this must be useful. To identify a potion, you can just, like, taste it, right? Or
Yeah.
just, like... Yeah, I'll do that.
Lick the bottle.
Alright, Zyken, you just take the stopper off and take a little swig, and there is indeed liquid inside. And then you look at Bargle and Nico and Alandir, and you don't feel anything or notice anything strange. But Nico and Bargle and Alandir, you realize that Zygen's tongue has turned invisible.
Ooh.
I'm
now
guessing
I'm
that's
a-
potions of invisibilities and whatnot.
I guess so. So yeah, who's carrying the...
Do we want to put potions? Generally, we've been throwing on somebody's loot because they need it when they activate it. So does someone want to take that?
I'm guessing Alandir would probably want it.
Well, he's pretty sneaky. Someone that needs to be sneaky that isn't sneaky is probably better served with it.
I'd rather wear the leather.
Well, if you're not sneaky and you're invisible, you're going to be making a lot of noise. You're going to be leaving behind tracks.
Yeah, fair enough. So why don't you put that on your sheet, Alan?
From the Tuesday game experience, I can tell you invisibility and sneaky goes very well together.
So there's big questions on here. Like, what's do you smell like? I go sniff Seika. See if I smell anything.
Cinnamon.
Because he's
What-
definitely didn't like.
Would my character know about ghouls and elves?
Make a religion check. Yeah. So, ghouls trace their origins to the abyss. And Dorosane, the first of their kind, was an elf. He's also a worshipper of Orcus. And because Dorosane was the first ghoul, and Dorosane served Orcus to create more ghouls, he actually turned to the elf god for salvation when Orcus wouldn't support him further with his incursions, and the elf gods took pity on him, like Corell and Lorathin, maybe Lolth and other elven gods, and since then he had a soft spot for elves, and they've been immune to the ghoul's paralytic touch. So Seika just smells like Kalashite spices. I don't know. What do you describe how you smell, Seika?
I probably smell like roses, actually.
Okay, it's roses.
I smell
A
like
subtle
Eco
smell of
Thunder.
roses.
Yeah, I gets it now. Next time we all get flowers baths.
Bargle smells like
I-
2 underarms had sex after a week of hard
I
labor.
don't think it's the fact
Oh,
that
talk pretty to me.
I use rose scents.
All right. So you can relay that information to Nico if you're wondering why he's sniffing you.
You know how
Just
the
seeing if he
ghoul
knows you.
paralyzed your dog?
No, as I suspect he had something on his fingernails and whatnot, but I don't know exactly how it works.
It was the ghoul's claws that did that. Elves are immune to it.
Ah, okay.
Next time, summon an elf dog.
No, I only got one type of Pokemon.
Alright, while Zygon's taking off the armor and you guys having that conversation, Alan, do you want to take a look at this backpack?
Sure.
Alright, you go rifling through the backpack. There's nothing too special in it. It's an explorer's pack. Backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 rations, water skin, and hempen rope.
You got more supplies, guys.
You want me to put that in the party loot?
Sounds good.
And Rhea yells out, I found something else! My fallen brother! I thought I gleaned it earlier! And she's got a vial in her hand as well.
Wow, how did that not manage to explode?
Because there was a ring of fire around the actual corpse when the gout of hellfire erupted.
Plus, stoppered bottles are actually pretty hard to break.
So
wants to go randomly drinking that one's?
Yeah, sure.
Rhea holds it up, and it kind of looks a bit gross. It's like transparent, but it does have a bit of a greenish tinge to it, and it really looks like there's a fingernail floating around in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can taste this one as well, Zygon.
Sure.
And Lord says, huh, I ain't afraid of no fingernail.
Yep, I'll take a quick sip.
Alright, you take a sip and you're like, it's Frost Giant fingernail. And then all of a sudden one of Zygon's arms just almost bursts out of his armor as his arm just becomes extremely muscular. It's his left arm, and now both arms are the same size.
I feel like Popeye eating spinach.
And you recognize what it is. It's a potion of Frost Giant strength. Increases your strength score to 23 for 1 hour.
That seems useful.
And if you eat the fingernail at the end of the potion, then you get a little bit of a buzz out of it too. Minute. It's like a worm in a tequila bottle. It lasts for an extra minute.
Who wants to hold this?
I think Zygon
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. Damn right we're holding on to it, Zygon. Hidden Lord says.
Okay, I'll just put it on my sheet.
And Ray is keeping the silver sword?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hellrider, Elturel.
Alright, meanwhile, Rhea then notices the rock as well. It's been watching you guys for at least 10 minutes now. And she points the silver longsword towards it. Look over there! And she stands in front of the survivors.
And then
It hasn't done anything yet.
It's a fiend!
Yeah. And all these other corpses, are they also flayed and explodey? Like this one over here?
Yeah, there is remains of some devils and demons as well. This looks like some sort of weird, pudgy, pink, pig-like demon that's just been opened straight up. There are dead horses and just citizens of Elturel scattered all over the ground. There's even some wooden posts with like skeletons hanging from them as, signs that the devils mean business. The rock screeches. And just continues to watch you all.
Leave
you guys
the rock alone, Rhea.
Kind of headed in this direction, though. I guess it's not harming anyone. These fiends, they seem to just keep on coming relentlessly. I don't think trying to dwindle their numbers is a smart idea.
Exactly, Rhea.
Yes, we got to get where we need to go, because we'll just get overwhelmed if we try to fight in the streets.
Yep, seems fair.
Zyken, the Hidden Lord says. That's a demon. Disgusting creature.
You want to hit it?
I am intrigued to know how a demon got up here.
It flew.
Yeah, unfortunately, it might be. Although we're probably still good to go, these guys are a little tired. And you have to take into account the rest of the people here.
I didn't say fight it. But I want to know what it's doing here. I can guess as much that El Terrell belongs to Zariel. And the demons want to deny that. But still, I think it may have information that could be useful about what's happening beneath the city. I want to know what's happening beneath the city, Zygen.
But these are demons, right? They probably won't even. They won't honor any deals we make.
Zygen. You fool. You dare deny my demand? We'll see about that. And Zygen, the sentient magic item, made a demand. And you have to try and resist it.
Okay.
You need to make a charisma saving throw. The DC is 12 plus the item's charisma modifier, which you're not entirely sure yet what the charisma of the Hidden Lord is.
All right.
You manage to resist the Hidden Lord as he tries to goad you into going over and speaking to the rock. Ah! Damn you, Zyken. You wait till you're asleep.
Wow, that's not creepy at all.
Very well. Let's get the hell out of here then. Alright, so you've got 2 magic items to be identified now. The mace.
I can identify them once we're not in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah, we won't be out of a war zone for a long, long time.
And then the magic stud leather armor. Alright, you guys move to Helm Shield Hall now. You head straight over there. No more encounters. Before we get there, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I'll see you guys soon.
All right.
How's everyone doing?
Good, good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Alright, let's continue. As you guys head west from Torn's Blade, you meander through the somewhat intact buildings. Leave the rock there. It eyes you as you move away from it. Rhea is shocked when she reaches the next street. This was known as the Garden. It used to be a massive park. As far as you can look to your left and right, you can just see raised strips of burnt trees and defiled grass. It's absolute death and destruction. Small animals and corpses alike scattered all the way along this entire strip. Rhea doesn't really say anything. She is shocked. She stops for a moment, but she keeps her head down and continues pushing through the garden, with the survivors trailing behind her and you guys about 100 feet ahead of them. You also take a look over to your left, and you're quite close to High Hall. This is the first time you've seen it this up closely and clearly. You're only about 3,000 feet away from it. Now, High Hall is like the main political center in Elturel. Helm Shield Hall is where the Hell Riders barrack and train. High Hall has taken quite a lot of damage. It's been hit by some massive object. Only 3 of its 5 tower walls are still intact, and there is a big smoldering fire at the front of the building. Some of the pieces of the High Hall, the tops of some of the buildings, seem to kind of just hover in the air as if the building has been displaced and frozen in time. There are small streams of fire rising down next to it. You quickly move into the next street, where you see several residences, abandoned buildings, shops, schools. So it's just a residential area, and there are other buildings as well, probably buildings where politicians reside. Then you see Helm Shield Hall, and it is choked with undead. There are hundreds and hundreds of zombies and skeletons flooding these streets. Helm Shield Hall is clearly visible from a couple of blocks away. You can see smoke billowing up from behind this white stone wall that surrounds a large temple that peaks above the barrier. You can hear screams, fighting and combat. There seems to be a war going on here. You can see the iconography of a watchful eye on a steel gauntlet painted on the walls, and there are stitched banners that hang from the building. Some of the banners are torn and burning. The structure itself is encircled with an army of moaning undead, shouting devils that are stepping on deceased allies and enemies in the streets. Zombies and skeletons are sparsely dispersed in the outer streets, and they're very slow moving, and some of them don't even pay attention to you all. You're able to move by the zombies and skeletons without any attention caught towards you all. In fact, one of you, Raven, you even come within 10 feet of the skeleton as you're running by, and the skeleton just gazes at you with a blank look on its face and doesn't attack you, even though it has a short bow in its hand and could easily be taking pot shots at you or lunge at you with a rusty short sword. Some of these corpses still have fresh grave dirt on their flesh, suggesting that they've risen up from a graveyard just recently. What's that, Raven?
I tell Skeleton, carry on, and zip away.
Skeleton's head does slowly turn towards you, but then its attention seems to be focused more on areas in the sky. Now, atop the walls, so you've moved into Helm Shield Hall, and you're less than 100 feet away from the exterior, and now this is where it is thick. It's packed with undead. Hundreds of them. There's got to be at least 100, like 50 skeletons and 50 zombies. just surrounding Helm Shield Hall itself. You guys are approaching from the east, which is the main gate of Helm Shield Hall. You see undead surrounding the northern, southern walls and reaching around towards the back of the building. And there are archers atop the walls. They're cursing as they fire arrows into the mob. And you can see some destruction towards the southern gate of Helm Shield Hall, where monsters have pushed through and broken gates past the wall and into the courtyard of Helm Shield Hall. And Ray is just sprinting. She's left the survivors with Lulu, and she's caught up to you guys at this stage. And you guys are about 100 feet away now. There is about 30 skeletons and zombies, 4 or 5 ranks thick in between you and the front or the eastern gate of Helm Shield Hall. So what do you guys do?
Well, I guess I look at Zygon and shrug. Feel like bouncing skeletons?
So lots of skeletons.
That seems to be a lot of skeletons.
There's a lot of us.
Funnel them to like a little corridor.
Rhea pushes past you guys as you're discussing this, and she runs straight into him, just screaming, tears running down her face, and she just runs straight into the mob without any second thought or hesitation.
Alright, well,
I guess there we go.
there we go.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, so you guys want to follow Rhea into the fray?
Guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
The Hidden Lord sneers. Huh. Forget her. What's here for us, Zygon? Exactly. There's nothing. Leave her.
Fun.
What about this Duke Holder Ravengard? Perhaps he'll find a way to free me. Leave her and her stupid little Hell Riders. Our goal lies in High Hall.
Come on, throw fire.
I'll try to start like grabbing on Rhea to stop her from like grunting into the undead.
Too late.
Alright, as she runs by you, Zygon, make an athletics check. She screams, "Let go of me!" Pushes you back, knocking you onto the ground, and runs into the fray.
We could leave her.
You don't have long to decide.
Yeah, I'm going to try to convince her that her duty is to the living, not to the dead.
Yeah, you can yell out after her. She's already a good, 50 feet in front of you, and she's pretty much reached the first rank of undead. And there's actually a Barb Devil, about 30 zombies and skeletons, plus a Barbed Devil. You'd seen a Barb Devil in... I'll move on to a map for you guys. You're going to be a little bit further away than what you're seeing here. But, yeah, you can... you see a Barb Devil bringing up the rear of this horde. There are Hell Riders atop the walls firing down arrows, and you also see fallen Hell Riders that have toppled off the wall, sprawled out on the ground here.
Oh, hey, at least we got some people behind us there.
Corpses and whatnot. You don't see anything?
Yeah, I think I'm outside the map.
That's what happens when you hesitate, Zygon. You get pushed out the map. There we go. But you guys are 50 feet further to the east on this map.
All right, let's go.
This is the front gate. These are the Hell Riders. There are 4 of them. And there are a similar arrangement of undead all the way around the walls of the building.
They might know how to free that Celestial from the shield, and then we can have some real help.
Yeah.
Let's
Alright.
go.
The Hidden
Alright,
Lord.
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the Hidden Lord can't actually make another demand for you, Zygon, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell the Hidden Lord, hey, if, you know, we can't do this all alone, we're going to have to save our suicidal.
You wait till you're asleep so I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll initiative. So is this a single Barb Devil commanding these
Your shield
undead?
keeps making creepy threats.
You guys don't actually hear it. It's a telepathic
hear his creepy
communication.
text.
Yeah, you just see me talk to myself a lot, and it's always trying to. It's like you must think I'm like a mass murderer at this point. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to kill that person. No, I'm not going to kill that. No, I'm not going to run away from that.
Think you're a mass murderer? I've seen you kill people.
Only bad people.
Alright, so all the Hell Riders and zombies and skeletons, they all go on the same turn, and they'll go on initiative count 20 for this fight because it's a large scale battle. So the skeletons are firing up arrows at the Hell Riders. The zombies are unarmed. They're kind of just standing around doing nothing. And then the Barb Devil that's bringing up the rear turns around when he sees Rhea charging him, and he smiles, haha, and both of his hands burst into flames as he steps back and gets ready to lob fire at Rhea. He also then, as he points, every single zombie in unison tilts their head towards you all and starts slowly making their way up towards you guys. So the Hell Riders, zombies, and the Hell Riders and skeletons go on the same turn. The zombies have their own initiative count because the skeletons are actually fighting the Hell Riders. It's only the zombies and the devils that turn their attention towards you guys. Alright, so the skeletons and the Hell Riders are returning fire. There's just arrows raining up and raining down. And a skeleton's focus fire on this Hell Rider. He's just a male Hell Rider. He's dressed in full plate mail. He's got he's like, the armor looks not dissimilar to Rhea's, in fact. And he just gets turned into a pincushion. He falls off the 20-foot high wall and slams down onto the ground to join the other Hell Rider corpses that have already fallen. Faker.
Give me the shatter template. See where I can put it.
As you're casting your spell, the Hell Riders have now noticed you guys, and one of them calls out, "Help us, please! We're Hell Riders!"
Yes, I felt Terrell.
Mantomorn. Hell Rider, Velterel.
Okay.
Devils have made their way inside! Help us!
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's put it right there and get the devil and a few zombies.
Okay.
Where's my spell? There's my spell.
Alright, you throw a shatter amid the zombies and the Barb Devil. This is all for the zombies first. They make constitution saves. There's an explosion. It kicks up some dirt from the ground and it impacts the zombies, just ripping off chunks of flesh, maybe breaking a bone or two and ripping off a limb or two. Only one zombie resists, and they're all just kind of knocked around a little bit. They look kind of damaged from that explosion. And then the Barb Devil, he has advantage. It washes over him. You hear this loud sort of sonic boom, and he barely flinches.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Rhea, taking the silvered longsword of her fallen companion, just rushes the Barb Devil without a second thought. No fear in her heart. And the Barb Devil snickers and just jumps to the side and like sort of kicks her forward, and she slides along the ground and picks herself back up. Alandir.
I'm gonna move up and help Rhea. Go there.
That misses. This Barb Devil is extremely agile, and it's a narrow miss. He jumps back as you lunge, and he smirks at you with a cheeky smile.
I'll just bonus action dash and go back.
Alright, the zombies all begin moving. They moan, and this one takes a dash action. This one takes a dash action. This one hovels over very, very quickly towards you, all taking the dash action. And another one moans and moves forward. 3 of them move up to surround Rhea. Make that 4. And when they reach Rhea, they all start to try and grab her, throw her around, slamming into her, rip off some whatever they can, limbs, and bite. She gets swarmed, and she just sort of shrieks a little bit as she almost disappears from view amid the number of zombies that surround her. And another one reaches her and misses her, and then the rest all dash. They just move up towards Rhea the best they can, and ones that can't make it just move around her and move towards other people. All the rest of these zombies are taking the dash action. Callan, you're up.
Okay. I'll move over here, revoking 2 attacks of opportunity.
Don't leave me!
Both zombies reach out to try and grab you, Callan. And one of them grabs you and just hits you quite hard. Like, slaps you with an arm for 4 bludgeoning damage.
I told you not to leave me.
Is that his crit? Because I have the chainmail. The adamantium.
Oh, yes. Then it's 2. You can't be crit.
Then I'll hold my coin out, my holy symbol, and say, "Be gone, foul undead, lady of luck. Repel them."
Or destroy them.
Alright. The holy symbol of Time Aura glows, and all of the zombies will make a wisdom save. Within 30 feet, of course. So I'm going to just do a big group save for them all. What's your DC?
15.
And the zombies start to shun your holy symbol. Urgh! They turn their heads away, and many of them begin hoveling off. A few of them resist.
I can destroy them, it says.
Oh, you're sure enough to destroy them?
Yeah, half or
Yeah.
less.
Okay. Alright,
If the challenge rating's half or less.
in that case, most of these zombies, as they're hoveling away, they just collapse onto the ground, fall onto their knees, and then as they fall onto their face, they kind of just crumble into dust and grave dirt and ash as they fall with a little bit of radiant light disrupting them. Alright, so only 1, 2, 3 zombies succeed. I'm just going to get rid of all the ones that failed. But most of them just crumble into pieces. Leaving 3 zombies left.
He's the man.
The Hell Riders cheer. Yeah!
Now your turn. Go do it, Bargo. Do that.
Yes, with my 2 swings.
You see the entire battlefield
Shazam
just
on the zombie.
filled with a layer of ash now. That hits the zombie. You slice into it and you cut off the zombie's finger. You attack again and you hit. And you slice the zombie's head clean off. It rolls off of its shoulders and lands at your feet. Horrifyingly, the zombie is still coming at you.
It picks up the head in one hand and reaches for you with the other.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. That hits it. You blow off one of its arms. The arm goes flying 10 feet away from it. The zombie is still standing.
I'm gonna do it again.
Just a flesh wound.
That's another hit. And you rip off its other arm. And an armless corpse is still coming at Bargle, just twisting its torso from side to side.
You're on your own, buddy.
The barbed devil leaps in the air and does a wicked spin of claws and tail, all aimed at Rhea. Rhea holds up her arms and you see her get slashed by a claw and a tail.
No.
Nico.
Now that Barb Devil is still on the ground.
Yeah, these barbed devils don't fly. No wings or anything like that. They're gangly, spiky, green things.
Oh, they're ugly. Alright, I will just, I'll hit this zombie down here with a flame bolt. I don't know if you saw me ping that. I didn't hit the thing.
I got him. This guy, right?
Yeah, down the bottom.
That's a hit. And the firebolt slams into the zombie, knocks it back a little bit, and then it just keeps on going on its merry way.
Okay.
Alright, Nico backs up, and as you're backing up, Nico, you just hit this wall of dynamic lighting. Zygon.
It's very scary.
All right. Let's bring it out. Poor buried children be damned.
And the fireball.
Yep, let's bring out Fireball.
Alright. The Hidden Lord smiles. Yes, I can use me. Show my power to all. I give you control of the template.
I'm like, hey, Heaven Lord, can you give me control of the template?
Hey.
Yeah, I think that's what, or is this a little better? Nah, I think the original one is better. Yeah, that one.
Overmore. What if the Hell Riders turn?
We'll deal with that when that happens.
You wait till you're asleep, Zygon.
Mm-hmm. That's what I hear.
Okay, roll away.
Aw. Put your back in it.
As the skeletons are aiming up at the Hell Riders, there's an explosion in the middle of them all. The skeletons try to leap back out of the way, but the fireball is so quick, so fierce as it erupts, that not a single skeleton survives. And a heap of charred corpses hit the ground.
Including this one.
Him too. The Hell Riders and the few remaining skeletons continue returning shots. And despite there only being a few skeletons left, they focus fire, and another Hell Rider becomes a pincushion. Ah! He falls off of the wall, very violently slams into the ground, instantly killed on impact.
Don't hurt the ground.
Seika.
Fire the zombie.
Shocking grasp on the zombie.
That's
No
a hit.
shocking grasp. Oh, that's a hit. Like a.
You grab the zombie and he catches on fire. He is now an armless, headless fire zombie that still does not die.
Oh,
Really?
10,
From lightning.
20, 25. I'm gonna come over here.
And he bites you. With his underarm hair.
Rhea is just screeching and just slashing away as she's watching Hell Riders fall. And she slices into the Barb Devil a couple of times. The devil's skin hisses with smoke as the silver cuts into its olive-colored flesh. Alandir.
Move
Oh,
up
that's
to help
cool.
Rhea. Rhea, don't die like me.
The Barb Devil smirks and he just catches the blade of your rapier in his hand as you lunge.
Okay, see you later. I'll be back.
You quickly take your rapier out of his hand and do a couple of backflips out of the way. Callan.
I will toll the dead on this zombie.
Zombie fails and some of its flesh just melts away, revealing bone underneath.
Still standing.
It still is.
Unholy creature.
See, what happened to the zombies initiative? I think I accidentally got rid of them. The zombies, they were supposed to go before you. Alright, they're gonna go after you now, Callan. Well, there's only 3 of them left anyway. Alright, they're gonna go now. The flaming armless headless zombie just tries to slam into Bargle. And it misses you. It slams in the wrong direction. One of them attacks Rhea. Misses, and then one of them moves up to you, Callan. And it misses you. Just bumps into you and is knocked back. Bargle. You're running out of things to cut off of this zombie. That hits. And finally, you just hit it really hard in the chest and the zombie is hit to the ground dead.
Yay!
You run over and crit. And this time you make sure you just cut the zombie into like 4 different pieces. You just keep hacking away until there's just a big mush on the ground.
Alright, I'm
Raven.
gonna toll the last zombie.
Zombie fails and
Hooray.
an arm falls off onto the ground. The Barb Devil leaps up in the air again and does a spinning slash attack, tails and claw at Rhea.
Oh damn, I forgot to...
Rhea uses her steel gauntlets to try and block the attack as the Barb Devil comes in, but it cuts in between the gaps of her armor as well, and Rhea is starting to look a bit injured. Nico.
I'll come over to here and then I'll try and whip the Barb Devil.
That's a hit.
Something ironic about that.
The Thorn Whip whoosh, lashes onto the Barb Devil's arm, and then are you yanking him over?
Yeah.
Right, you drag him over. Ah! And he just gets launched towards you 10 feet. You don't have to. It says up to 10 feet, so you can just do it. No feet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Zygon.
Okay. Gonna head on over to Mr. Barbie. Gonna start smacking.
He's a Barbie girl. in
It's a
Barbie
miss.
world.
Okay. Second attack.
That just catches him. You break off a couple of spines.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and Divine Smite that.
That's all of those damages combined, right?
Yep.
Okay. 16. Alright, as you hit the Barb Devil, a big gout of radiant energy churns out from the head of the mace and sears into the Barb Devil's flesh. Numerous spines fall out of it, and it looks at you with an aggressive look on its face. Spits at you. The Hidden Lord has to comment as well. Huh. You're gonna let this little runt, inferior devil, push you around, Zygon?
Hell no.
That's what I thought. The Hell Riders return fire, and they focus down the skeletons, and they manage to take down every single skeleton this round. They cheer again. Ah! Let out a bit of a battle cry. Seika.
Okay, I will. She'll touch the Barb Devil.
That's a hit. Your imp hand clings onto the Barb Devil's arm and starts to dislodge more spikes from it.
I keep almost hitting long rest instead of end of turn.
Oh, let me take off that button. I usually take it off so you don't accidentally click it. Let me take it away for now. Alright, Rhea just turns around and slashes at the zombie. She hits it. And she cuts the zombie's head off and kicks its corpse to the ground. Then she runs at the Barb Devil. Both hands on her longsword, slashes and sears another injury into it. That's the end of her turn. Alandir.
I'll do some acrobatics, flips, flops, and I'm gonna hit him with my blade.
Catches him this time.
That's terrible. 25.
Alright, you drive the rapier into its side. There's a thunderous explosion. Big chunk of flesh from its torso is just ripped away from it. Callan.
I run to the side of the fallen Hell Riders and the dash.
You look around, Callan, and there's about a dozen Hell Rider corpses that have fallen off the walls here. There are also remains of undead devils all over the floor. Bargle. You swing at the Barb Devil. He jumps out of the way of your attack. Miss.
And last one.
That hits. You catch the Barb Devil with the axe, almost destroying it, but it's still hanging on as smoke rises from the devil. Raven.
Alrighty. Well, I guess I will shoot a Barbie Devil then.
That's a hit. And
Push it back 10.
you launch the Barb Devil away And as it's being slid back that 10 feet, it explodes.
Alrighty.
It's leaving behind a couple of barbs and some ichor that just splashes onto the ground.
Greetings, everybody. This
I'll go look, see if anybody's alive up here.
Is Rhea Mantelmorn, Hell Rider of Hell Terrell.
You can make a medicine check, Nico. Rhea also rushes for the gate. You take a look at this Hell Rider, Nico, and his neck is broken. He's dead. He's got about 8 arrows sticking out of him as well. L&D, you check one. They too are riddled with arrows, and they must have died in this fight. No survivors. The Hell Riders atop the wall yell out to you all. Thank you for your help! The devils have breached the wall! Rhea calls out. My name is Rhea Mantelmorn! I am a Hell Rider also! Let us in! We can help! Of course! We'll open the gate, be quick! Many have breached the walls! We'll meet you downstairs! All of a sudden, you hear the sound of chains rolling, and a 12-foot high steel gate cranks open, allowing you quick access into the courtyard.
What about the people we were protecting? Are they coming with us?
Yep, Lulu and the survivors, they were about 100 feet away. They rush up, and just as they make it into the gate, the Hell Riders have closed the gate again using a winch mechanism to slam the gate shut very quickly after everyone is securely inside, except for Callan and Raven, who
Bye,
are
Callan.
stuck outside.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Open it up!
You guys just make it inside. One of you almost dropped your hat, but at the last second you quickly grab it before the gate slams down shut on it.
Sweet.
Alright, this Hell Rider is dressed like serious business. He's wearing full plate mail. He has a red cape with the symbol of the Hell Riders. It looks like an angel walking into fire on its cape. And he has a silvered greatsword in his hand, a longbow slung over his shoulder. The other Hell Rider, he's up on the wall still as a lookout. Damn! Damn it! The Hell Rider says. If you'd not arrived when you did, we wouldn't have survived that bout. Thank you. Thank you so much for your assistance.
You're welcome. What's been going on since you guys came to Hell?
Surviving. Trying to save as many people as possible and protect our once beautiful city.
Do we know how to get the city back to Faerun?
He shakes his head. I'm not sure. Listen. You're a Hell Rider, right, Missy? Yes, Rhea Mantelmorn. Rhea Mantelmorn. Name sounds familiar.
I'm gonna go place my hand on Rhea's shoulder too, just in case there's more trouble.
Alright. You do a cure wounds.
Well, while we're all healing, everybody that has a good berry, please eat it. I'm going to cast it again.
Okay. Well, I give mine to someone else since I'm still at.
Alright, I'll take yours.
Rhea. Wait, what? Why are there two Rheas? How's there two Rheas here? Go away, other Rhea doppelganger.
Because you ran one up and left one with the survivors.
Alright, so the man takes off his helm and You can see the face of a tired warrior. He's got dark shadows under his eyes, dirt all over his face, and blood. He's got frayed hair. He's quite a staunch man, male human in his early 50s. And he's breathing heavy. He places his helm under his arm and stares Rhea directly in the eyes. There's not many of us left. Only a fraction of the Hell Riders are in Helm's Shield Hall. Most of us have fallen. We may be the only ones left. You, me, and him. And he looks up on top of the wall. That is 3. That makes 3. For anyone who can't count.
I was having difficulty, thank you.
I don't know why I said that. But anyway, yeah. You come to the realization there may only be 3 Hell Riders left alive out of all the Hell Riders. There's about 100 or so citizens that managed to make it to the temple before these forces arrived. Ontharr Froom has led everyone into the hold where he is defending it. The citizens, they have no one else to protect them. And I think that is all that have survived. From what I've heard, there's nothing but destruction outside these walls. You've done very well to make it this far, Rhea Mantlemorn. You should be commended for your efforts. But we should also fear for the worst. Leffit sort of... Well, there's also the other survivors in High Hall. That's what this lady said. Hakina nods. Yes. I've heard there are others in the High Hall. Well, we must pray to the Triad that they are being protected as well. We're not safe in here. The devils, they use some sort of machine to break through the southern wall. They spilt forth, killing many. The undead have hoarded in. Don't go there! As you
I'm coming back. I'm coming
peer
back.
around the corner, Allendale, you see the front courtyard crawling with devils and skeletons.
Eek!
There's only one way to get to the hold. I think everyone should be safe, but I'm not sure. It appears that the fiends are trying to make their way to relinquish us of our lives.
I'm asking. Did he mention Froom? Is he all right in the hold? Is there anything wrong with him?
You know, Ontharr Froom?
And I just want to pull out my Order of the Gauntlet sigil and show.
Oh, many blessings. He's a tough son of a bitch. And he's either dead or fighting for his life. But he will not allow a single fiend to hurt any citizens inside the hold while he still stands. But I've seen hordes of undead and devils burst through into the shield hall. I don't know what the situation is out there. What's left of us? We're trying to defend the walls so more don't break in and breach the eastern and western walls. We've been battling for an entire day. The gates had held up until just a few hours ago. They teleported this machine here. They used it to break through. There was a giant devil made of bone that led the charge. It cut down anyone who stood in its path. I don't know what to do. We're overwhelmed.
So if we can destroy that machines, then they probably can't break into the hall underneath, right?
I think the machine was destroyed when it hit the main entrance. It caved in the front door. I think the skeletons are working on clearing it. They've bought us a little time, inadvertently. What little time we have, we must use effectively.
Is there ways we can make an escape so we could all consolidate in the high hall? Is there another ways in there that might be known?
Escape? There is no escape. I am a Hell Rider. I am bound to protect the citizens of El Terrell, and I would rather die than leave this place.
Obviously, with the citizens and all whatnot.
I don't think you want to die because your souls are forfeit when you die.
My soul
your leader
is bound to El Terrell.
He made you sign a
Rhea gives you a look, Raven, and she shakes her head like, not now. Huh? What are you talking about?
There was a book that you signed that was actually a...
Rhea just turns to you. Do you really think this is appropriate now, Raven?
I don't know.
What? You're talking about the Tome of the Creed Resolute?
That's the one.
Anyway.
The tome. It's not here.
How many civilians are here?
Rhea just interrupts you. What do you mean the tome's not here? Well, the Duke of Baldur's Gate, Duke Ulder Ravengard, I believe his name is. He came here with a surviving cleric from the High Hall named Faria. They took the Tome of the Creed Resolute. They said they needed it. I think the Duke had a plan. This was a couple of days ago now, and I haven't heard back from him. As for your question, miss, about 100 or so. They're in the hold. Large doors made of adamantine. I don't think the devils can breach them, but I'm not sure. Onthar has placed wards on them, apparently. But if he falls, who knows what will happen. We may have time to catch our second wind. We need to come up with a plan, though, quickly.
So is there anything we could do if we get our hands on that signy book that it might help undo what was done here? Anybody knows anything about that?
I don't know. The Duke seemed to have a plan, but I'm not sure. He was with Faria. They were from the temple. They said they were going to protect it in a holy place. We allowed them to take the tome. I trust the clerics of Helm and Torm with my life.
If I understand my studies correctly, we have to convince whatever demon made the pact to end it.
Yeah, Lulu chimes in. Yeah, that's right. The sword of Zariel, the one that I found, had, or did have. I'm pretty sure if I get that, then Zariel will remember who she is, an angel, and then everything will be okay. As long as we stick together, we have the power of friendship. And everything's going to be alright.
My Little Pony.
So don't worry, Mr. Hull Rider, sir. We're going to fix it. These are my friends, and my name's Lulu, and, well, we're best friends, and we've travelled here to save El Terrell. Isn't that right, everyone? Let's get some cheer!
I
Well,
My flask of spirits. Cheer.
not to rain on anybody's parade, but it's really the Hell's Riders is the reason we're in this predicament in the first place.
Well.
What do you
sorts of.
mean?
Isn't
How
it-
are we in this predicament? We
Well,
have
you're-
fought
Why don't
tooth
we
and
have
nail.
this conversation once we save everybody?
You guys just blindly followed Thavius Creed. Look where that led you.
Thavius,
He betrayed you, by the way.
what do you mean blindly followed him?
He's the one that made the deal with the devil to sell your souls of everybody
Yeah.
in Terrell.
That's what's got us in this predicament in the first place. You guys need to open your eyes up, see what's going on around you.
Or not have this
Thavius
conversation
Krieg.
at a better time.
Saved us. He
caused
bore the
this to happen.
companion above the city and protected El Terrell for 50 years.
He signed the contract. That's the reason we're here in the first place.
I won't have you.
Let's
With your
not
blasphemous
have this conversation.
tone inside of Helm's Shieldhole. And Rhea just places her finger on his lips. Shh.
I'm going to slam my my sword into the ground. This is not the time or the place to be having this conversation. We need to save these people, get
Yeah.
them to the other place.
As-
Then we can have this conversation.
Alright, as you say that as well, you hear like blood-curdling screams coming from the upper levels of the higher hall. And it just like, it's so loud and so violent. And it kind of turns everyone's heads up to the tall, narrow windows above. Like, it really sounds like someone just got killed or is being tortured up there.
I think that's our cue to go.
Let's go save the innocents, because I definitely don't want to save these guys.
Everyone take a short rest. As the Hell Rider said, you know, the crumbling of the front wall of the building has bought you a little bit of time, so I would recommend everyone taking a short rest before going any further.
And a level? Nah, I didn't think so.
Alright, Lulu will stay with the
Yay.
survivors, and
I'll get my blade songs back.
there are some small turrets, circular turrets with crenellated battlements atop these walls, with very, very strong reinforced wooden doors that the survivors can stay in with Lulu. Good luck, everyone! Unless you want me to come with you, I've got sparkles that I can use to breathe on evil and wash away their crimes. Lulu
I don't know.
says.
I think we're okay for now. You can cover our escape if we need to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay with the survivors and make sure they're okay. Don't worry, little babies.
Yep. That's what teamwork is.
I'll use my sparkles to cheer them up. Here we go. And she breathes
Still might
her.
need to breathe on evil some point.
She uses it on the babies, and the babies start laughing.
They die because they were corrupted.
They were
Yeah.
evil baby.
They're
Like
not, they're not
really
affected.
It's alive.
All right.
babies are actually
Like right
chaotic
before we
evil.
head out, I also want to cast the my racial.
Seika, does anybody want to identify or wear that leather armor?
Also the mace, the Nito mace. Do we get a chance to identify that thing?
Yep. Two people
yeah.
can.
Yes, yep.
Everyone can take an item and identify it during a short rest.
Yeah, I'll identify the mace.
Okay. All right. Just did some hit die for Rhea as well, so she's back up to full strength.
I'll identify the studded leather. Didn't we have a... Was the rapier we got magical?
No, it's just a regular rapier.
Okay.
All right.
I did hand out good berries too. I know you ate the ones you had, but you got new ones.
Oh, you casted it again.
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I clicked it back before.
Rhea still had one, and she just gives it to the babies, and the babies eat half a good berry each.
But I gave her another one, so she has to keep it on her thing.
Okay, she adds another one, and all right. So Zygon, you're gonna take a look at this mace.
Mhm.
All right. As you are holding it, you're just giving it a couple of swings. It's extremely light, and when you swing it, light comes out of the mace. Bright light. More bright light comes out of it, and then all of a sudden it starts to glow on your hand for a brief moment like a torch. And you realize what it is. And you're going to be kicking yourself that you can't attune to it right now because it's a mace of disruption.
Yeah.
And
Aww.
it does an extra 2d6 damage to undead. The mace has something slightly wrong with it though. It's been kind of twisted, and the sunburst motif and all of the swirling golden patterns on the bull head of the mace have slightly been twisted in corruptible ways. It's similar to the shield of the Hidden Lord, and it doesn't work on fiends. It only works on undead. Usually this weapon works on fiends. So you can't use it yet, but you could attune to it next time you take a short rest. And Seika, you take a look at the armor. It's very durable and light. It's +1 studded leather armor. Alright, so who wants to take the mace of disruption firstly? Who wants that?
Well, I mean, no one can use it quite yet, so we can maybe talk about it. And
Okay.
then, but the leather, someone is not attunement, right?
Nope. Who wants this +1 studded leather?
I mean, I can use it. I mean, a lot of people here can use it, though.
It's like 4 of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I can use it.
It's studded leather. That's +1. That's same as chain, right?
Alright, well, you can look at who has the least amount of magic items out of everyone who can use it. So it's Alan Deer. I don't think Seika has any magic items.
I don't think she can use studded leather armor, though.
I can.
No. Well, there you go.
Alright, so we give
Yeah,
it to
that's fair.
Seika.
Sure.
It doesn't need attunement, does it?
It does not require attunement.
There you go. So you can just put it on.
Alright. You put the studded leather armor on. It does take an extra 2.5 minutes, and during that time, all the remaining Hell Riders die.
Awesome.
Okay, I don't care.
Hey, good riddance.
Okay, you get that on. Alright, Nico, you're putting on armor of Agathis. And when the Hell Rider sees that mace, Bargle, well, even when you notice it, and yeah, Bargle, when you notice it, you notice this as well. You remember Ontharr Froom wielding a very similar looking weapon when you met him for training.
Aww.
Oh shit.
Okay, so the survivors are safe. The Hell Riders are continuing to defend Helm Shield Hall. And what do you guys want to do now?
We're gonna go defend.
Yep. Go defend. Go back upstairs. See what's going on.
We will right wrongs and triumph over evil.
But
Okay.
we only had a short rest, correct?
Yeah, you only get back your divinity, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys took 1 hour rest. Unless you want to go to sleep here, it's up to you.
We have to
feel like-
defend the key.
Somehow
feel-
I feel that won't go very well.
It's completely up to you guys how you pace your rests always. I'll just tell you what happens during those periods of time. Okay, so yeah, there are still more tortured screams coming from atop the high hall during, the end of towards the end of your rest. So what do you guys do now?
We
They said that the southern gate had been breached. When you look over here, you can see a small squat stone building that's been completely destroyed. There is splintered wood and broken pieces of stonework all over the ground, as well as a dead Hell Rider and a horse just laying on the ground, torn apart.
Yeah. Let's move back here.
Alright, as you move up around the edge of the courtyard, ever so close to where you guys were just resting, you can see a number of skeletons and some bearded devils. So any square that has rubble in it is difficult terrain. So these squares over here, difficult terrain. As you come around the corner, you can see the smoldering wreck of some sort of iron-colored vehicle that has been smashed into pieces in the front of the bashed-in temple door. There's a big pile of rubble that is collapsed upon the entrance, and there are a number of skeletons just lifting the bricks, one very, very slowly, and there are 3 bearded devils looking over the skeletons. And there are just like flame-scarred Hellrider corpses all over the ground here. And you see the ruins of a stable, the ruins of an outhouse, and this is where the main entrance is. As you guys come up on the fiends, the bearded devils turn around. They whip around and smile at you gleefully. They point their glaives forward in unison. Rah! And all of the skeletons turn with them. The skeletons begin knocking arrows into short bows, and then they take aim at you guys.
Well, crappy.
Let me move up Rhea Man to warn Hellrider of Elturel. She steps over the dead horse corpse. Alright, so keep in mind areas of difficult terrain. What I'll do is I'll draw a green square around those areas so you guys can see exactly where the difficult terrain is. Alright, Alandir, you're up first.
Alright. Is that dead body difficult?
Only there, no. He's pretty easy to maneuver through. He's got like a perfect footprint in his area, in his chest.
He's spread eagle, so you can step over him easy.
Alright, that's 10, 20. I'll do a dash. 25, 30, 35. I'll attack.
As you run up into the courtyard as well, you look over to your right and you see a Hellrider that has like an iron spike jammed through its chest, and the Hellrider is just dead, laying limply stuck to the front of the wall here of the entrance.
Alright.
Coming out the bearded devil, and a couple of quick flicks of your rapier, you hit him. It's a thunderous explosion as he's launched back.
So 35, then I'll dash. Over there. Hey Raven, what's up?
Buongiorno.
The bearded devil starts sprinting towards you, all glaive in hand, and this one takes a dash action and runs up to here. Another one runs forward, chasing after you, Alandir, and as he's running, the booming blade goes off. He's launched forward and hurled into the wreckage, and as that happens, he also slashes at you with his glaive. He tumbles forward and misses. His glaive sticks into the ground, and as he comes in quite close to you, his beard lashes at you. And 6 snakes stick into you. You uncannily dodge, and only 2 of them actually end up hitting you. You take 5 points of piercing damage, but you still need to make a con save against poison.
I'm really not liking these guys. Okay. Alright.
You resist the poison.
Stick my tongue out of him. So you need to shave.
6 beard tongues stick out at you back.
That makes no sense. Alright.
Callan, you come around the corner to see A scene of absolute destruction. Impaled corpses. Blood spatter everywhere.
Are the skeletons armed with bows?
Yep. Every single one of them has a short bow in their hand, and they're all getting ready to fire at once.
Great. So let's rush up to there.
Alright, you take the dash action, Callan, and when you look over, you're right near the entrance. You can just see a heap of brick, and you can see this machine. It's badly damaged. It's sticking out of the front entrance, and it looks like this. Well, you don't really see the full front of it, but you notice it has this weird like wrecking ball at the back of it. Giant, jagged wheels that look like a cog. And there's actually a hand, a bloodied human hand sticking out from the rubble. It seems to be crushed underneath the vehicle.
Some kind of fiendish device.
It looks almost like a scorpion.
You feel like it would be good for grinding up demons. The bearded devil smiles at you, Bargle, no, Callan actually, and he's just gonna step back over here. Where do you think you're going? He says in Infernal. And he thrusts his glaive at you. You dodge to the side, he runs in, his beard then lashes at you, and you hold up your lucky coin of Time Mora, and your coin protects you.
That's right.
Raven.
Alright. I'm going to drop a shatter. Bring it out!
Alright, I'll grab you that shatter template.
Wow. There we go. Alright. There now. That'll get 4 at least. Yeah, I get the 4 that are furthest away. Alrighty, here we go.
Alright, you let out a mighty shatter amongst those skeletons where you can see dead horse corpses, bits of broken stonework, shattered splintered piece of wood, and other crap is scattered everywhere, and suddenly 4 skeletons explode. Bones go flying everywhere, join the wreckage. You know, the Triadus all over the ground. Instantly destroyed, even if they succeed the saving throw.
5. Oh crap, they got like long bladey things, don't they, those two?
Glaives, yep.
Yeah.
10-foot reach.
Yeah. I cower.
The skeletons continue what they're doing, except for this one. This one is going to stab draw a rusty short sword and come in at Callan. And chainmail protects you again, Callan. You're hit for 6 piercing damage. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skeletons rain down arrows at you, Raven. At the bearded devil's direction. Miss. Miss. An arrow hits you for 7 piercing damage. 2 more arrows fly towards you. That's a miss. And another arrow misses you. The skeletons then spread out to avoid AoE.
They're not smart enough to do that.
They're not. That's why the bearded devils are commanding them. Zyken.
Okay, so I'm going to move. So difficult terrain, so 25 feet of movement total to get to here. So that'll trigger an opportunity attack from, so 5, 10, sorry.
It's a
10,
miss.
15, 20, 25, 30. So I only should trigger from that one. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go ahead and channel divinity Skur everybody.
All
So
right.
that's everyone within 30 feet. So that's all of them.
Okay. There's a skeleton under here. Okay, 6 skeletons. Make wisdom saves firstly against being frightened. And this one starts to cower away from you. This one shuns you, Zygon. This one, and these two are just like, they don't give a shit. They're just eyeing you directly. And then the other 2 skeletons, they also fear you, Zygon. The bearded devils, now, they are steadfast. They are not scared at all. Your channel divinity has no effect on them. They just chuckle, ha ha ha. And there's 6 bearded snakes also chuckle along with them.
Can't they at least have frightened the beard?
The Hidden Lord murmurs something to you. They're frontline Legion soldiers, Zygon. I'm sure they've been trained for much worse. When they're in the company of each other, nothing scares them.
Alright.
Seems to know a lot about devils, this celestial being who
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
wonder
they're
why.
enemies.
who the expert on the 9 hells said is named Gargoyle the Pit Fiend.
Yeah. It's probably know your enemy and all.
Yeah, I'm sure. Alright,
Ignorance is bliss.
Let's see what. Do some measures here. Okay, 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna have to go into 20, 25, 30.
Alright, you step forward and you're like standing in a latrine, Nico.
Stand on top of the latrine. I'm decidingly avoiding the hole,
Okay.
and then I'll summon Puppy into the middle of over these guys over here. I'll drop them like here, so we don't hit.
Alright. 3 skeletons. We'll make a dexterity save. 4 skeletons, sorry.
Get the token from.
Alright, only one of them is actually destroyed. This one, poof, and it's just wiped away from the fiery explosion.
Alright, and then I'm gonna have I literally every single time can't find the token.
Oh,
It's down there.
I'll
Okay,
get
cool.
it.
I got him. Okay, heal him. He's nice and fresh. And then I'll have him spit at this dude here. So bonus.
Okay.
Puh.
That's a hit.
Oh.
The flame city crashes into the skeleton, wiping away a few ribs and whatnot.
Okay. And I have no movement left. I'll definitely avoiding falling in the latrine.
Make an acrobatics check, Nico. Okay, you're standing over the top of the latrine. Quite convenient if you actually need to go right now too.
Yeah, I mean, who really puts a latrine in the middle of the hallway?
Seika.
Seika puts the latrine in the middle of the hallway.
Apparently.
No, I didn't.
That's what we call hell riding right there.
That would be Rhea. It's her people that made this place, not mine. I'm come right here because it's all my movement will allow.
Rhea looks down. I used to go in that latrine, she says.
I
tear
am hoping
rolling down her
it fell
face.
from up above. I will do chill touch at the skeleton.
I used to make poo-poo there, Rhea says. That's a hit. And again, your chill touch is just completely changed in appearance, Saker. It's just a gangly devil's hand now, and it just pulverizes the skeleton, bowling it into pieces. Bargle.
I'm gonna go assist with this bearded devil.
That's a hit. Alright. A good hit as well. Slash into him. Takes a couple of steps back. He comes in and you hit him again. And you slice off a couple of tendrils of his beard and leave him seriously injured.
I like this action surge.
That's another hit. And you slice him again. And another hit. You bring down the axe and the bearded devil collapses onto the ground. Disappears with a flash of smoke. Rhea stops reminiscing about the latrine and she snaps out of it. She looks around, kind of displaced, and she just runs up to the nearest bearded devil and starts slashing away, blindly hacking into it until the bearded devil is no more. Alandir.
Rhea can't move anymore?
She doesn't move anymore.
Great. Alright, I'll attack 23 on the barbed devil, bearded.
That's a hit.
I'll get my sneak, and then I'm gonna dash away.
If you moved all the way over to here, you could get your sneak.
Oh, like that? No, I didn't
Yeah,
say I did it.
You'd have to go around.
Alright, you hit the bearded devil with the booming blade.
Yeah.
Thunderous energy snaps onto it.
I dash away.
The bearded devil lets you go, Alandir, and then it just turns towards Raven and tries to hit Raven with a glaive.
I smile.
It misses, it moves forward, the booming blade goes off. It gets launched forward a little bit from the mini explosion, lands on Raven, and the bearded devil's beard just wraps around you and starts piercing you, Raven. Make a con save against poison. You resist the bearded devil's potent poison, and you take 9 piercing damage from its barbs.
I don't like you.
Callan.
I pull out my coin and chant to Timora, destroy these undead. Lady Luck.
Don't forget the ones
You
outside.
don't want to move one way down here and do that first?
Is there more down there?
Oh, there's a whole lot out down there.
Yep.
Alright, as the an invisible force of energy wafts out from your coin, this skeleton is just crumpled into fiery dust, but the others are not affected. Raven.
Alright, well, I'm going to leave this spot with a Misty Step. Mark that off here.
Who has that mace?
No one can attune to it yet, so it doesn't matter.
Still in
just
the
in
party
party.
And then I'm going to shoot the bearded devil twice.
That's a hit. So
Slam.
you're not like multi-class, right, Raven? It's all just like warlock
No.
spell slots.
Yep.
Okay. Just keep in mind, how many spell slots you got? 2.
I got none now. I
Okay.
did the shatter and I did this.
Okay. Just make sure you're keeping a track of that.
Yeah.
All right. Both beams slam into the devil, and it's starting to look quite hurt.
Bash him in the wall a time or two.
It just knocks him back up against the wall, and he's kind of pinned there.
Next.
The skeletons are all frightened, and the one next to you, Zygon, slashes at you. Disadvantage, miss. The one next to Callan slashes, swipes with a short sword, and it hits for 8 piercing damage. And this one is going to fire its short bow at the Flame Corgi. Flame Corgi is hit for 6
Dude.
piercing.
Uncool.
And do they get to repeat the save, Zygon?
Yep, end of their turn.
What's your DC?
It was 15?
Okay. Only this one is free from the
Yeah,
frightened
15.
effect at the end of its turn. Alright, Zygon.
Alright, I'm going to leave this skeleton to think about its bad life choices and move to the bearded. Does it opportunity?
The skeleton, yeah, it'll take a disadvantage swing at you. Misses.
That's pretty good. Alright, 2 swings. First attack. That
It's a
misses.
miss.
Second attack.
And that hits. It bashes into the bearded devil's ribs, and it's starting to look quite injured now.
Just a little love tap. Alright, it's turn.
Nico.
Now, what's going on with all those zombies and skeletons outside? Do they look like they're
They're just
moving at
standing
all?
around.
Is this where they're trying to break in? Did we get that? 10,
That they did
15.
break into the front door, but then the front door has crumbled back down on itself.
30. All right, I'm concerned about all those ones over there, even though it might not be necessarily a problem. I'm gonna drop a spike growth in like this whole area.
Alright, spike growth.
So it's 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Double that. There we go.
Alright, and
Can't move it yet.
there we go.
I'll just put it there. And Corgi's flying, right? So he's not affected.
Nope. He won't be affected by it.
So I'll drop that there, and then Corgi's just gonna come over here, so he can't, like, they don't decide to get froggy with the outside and shooting at him. And then he'll flame seed this thing. Bah.
It's a miss.
Okay.
Seika.
Come here. I will chill touch the bearded devil.
That's a hit. Alright, the skeletal impy hand clings straight onto it, and the bearded devil falls down to one knee, just struggling to stay alive. Bargle.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna crush this skeleton who's terrified. Because I'm assuming walking through that spell effect's gonna affect me as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna hurt. if you go through it.
You do not want to sprint through a spike growth ever.
That hits. Alright, you break away quite a few bones of the skeleton with that attack. You swing
I could
again.
push her through it.
That hits. And the skeleton is absolutely destroyed.
I could push you through that, then he won't take damage.
10.
He's not from that.
Yeah, it's only if you move through the spike growth. Getting pushed
Yeah,
or
but-
forced through it doesn't damage you.
We'll chat about that later. It's
But
not
you-
for now.
you
That's
can-
good as it is.
You can chat
I got
about
a
it all
link
you
for
want, but I've just told you how it works, so that's good for you. Movement is movement. It doesn't provoke opportunity attacks as well if you get pushed.
Right.
And also, Ed, do you see that message I sent you? I just noticed that you haven't been tracking like your spell slots, your healing light, or
Yeah,
anything.
I got 0 spell slots left.
It says you've got 2 out of 2 warlock spell slots on your sheet.
Oh, that's used. I thought I
No.
counted up.
It doesn't count. You have to count it automatically for these character sheets. Just because I noticed that you'd used more spell slots than what you have already.
No, we just did a short rest. I did a shatter, and
I
then
meant
did
from
the
last session. All
I
right.
get them back after a short rest.
You hadn't taken a short rest. All right.
I just did.
Last session, I said, not this session.
Oh.
From the end of last session, at the start of this session, you used like more spell slots than you had available. Because you're not
You
tracking
also
them
don't
on-
get the healing light
Yeah.
back on the short rest.
You haven't
Only
tracked
on
any of it. I'm looking at your character sheet now. Anyway, I did send you a message about that.
Okay.
So, Ray is going to step through into the difficult terrain and jam the longsword into the bearded devil. It falls back and disappears into a flash of smoke. There's just 2 skeletons left. Alan Deer.
Come over here next to Callan. Don't worry, Callan, I'll save you. Now, boom, me blade.
That hits. And that skeleton is no more. Bones just fly out, slamming against the front door and into the spike growth. Callan.
I will pull my coin out, the coin of Timora, and cast Toll the Dead on that skeleton across from.
Alright, the single remaining skeleton fails the saving throw and it begins to fall apart. Barely left standing.
I will step back until I bump into Alandir.
Raven. That's a hit. Alright, you come around the corner and whack away that last skeleton. It clambers onto the ground, joining the pile of mess all over the courtyard. If you're speaking, Ed, I can't hear a word you're saying. You must be muted.
Oh, sorry, I was. I coughed earlier.
These zombies and skeletons aren't doing anything. But if you want to provoke them, then you will if you hit them.
Oh, well, I shot at him, but I missed.
No, you hit.
Oh,
Right.
eight?
Yeah, you hit the zombie and
Right.
they that gets hit. All right.
Because
When
I
you-
wouldn't have done that.
when-
I shot.
Okay, when you hit the zombie, it starts walking through the spike growth, and the spike growth just rips it apart. The other undead, however, they're not reacting. They're just standing there.
Alrighty.
Let's go in the house.
Yeah, they haven't been pushing in They haven't moved at all during this fight that you guys just have. They just stand there doing nothing.
I hit end of turn, but nothing's happening on
Oh,
Roll20.
it's because everything's
Since
dead.
we're out of initiative.
There's no
What's this
more
blocked
hostile
up
creatures.
with? Is
Rubble.
it wood or stone? Just
Stone
rubble.
rubble.
Can I start moving some earth to get it over? Or is it like not stone rubble? It's like castle rubble.
It's stone. The castle is made from stone. All right. So you start excavating it, moving pieces.
Yeah, just to get a little alleyway through there, just so we can get to the door.
All right. As you start lifting it up, it's taking you. It's kind of slow and tedious while you do it yourself, Nico.
I'll help him.
Why
if I
doesn't
can.
somebody go get that freaking like giant grindy thing and start grinding up like fiends and undead alike? That seems like a good idea while I'm doing this.
All right. So it does take you, quite a while to excavate all of these squares, Nico. And while you're doing that, what does everyone else want to do?
I'm gonna help him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll start moving to the opposite side and help him.
All right. With all you guys working
Fine.
together, you clear it very, very quickly. And as you're pulling apart the last few stones that give you access to the entrance of the High Hall, the Helm Shield Hall, you see more of this corpse. It's more than just a bloodied hand. There's someone buried under this machine. And she makes a noise. Help me! There's someone alive under there. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Another cliffhanger.
Another dying person.
Another
Every time there's a
turn.
dying person, we're going to end the session.
It wasn't my fault. Was not my fault this time. Again, that's twice now where it has not been my fault.
You should have fireballed that area.
There you guys.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you all very much. I'll see you guys next week. Good night, all.
See you next
See
week.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.